All right, all right. This is a super early show for me. Um, basically, I had some time on my hand, and I thought to myself, man, why not start early? Why not do a show a little earlier? Well, way earlier than I'm used to. Um, and talk about this Canelo, versus Caleb Plant fight coming up on Saturday, and see who wants to join, who wants to give their take, their opinion about what they feel is going to happen, what they think about the fight. I see a few people in the chat. Let's see, we got Skill Brook who says early show. That's right, early show. Virtuoso, what's up, OG? What's up, Virtuoso? How are things in New York? And we got Iceman who says I got round 6 to 8. I'm assuming you're going with Canelo, right? More than likely. That's probably the wise pick to take. Um, you know, there's a lot of different narratives about this fight. A lot of it is the typical narrative. Caleb Plant doesn't really have much of a shot. At the same time, there are a lot of you know fans of. I don't know if they're fans of Plant or just don't like Canelo. Like, I make no mistake about it, I'm not really a Canelo fan, and but even though I'm not a fan of Canelo, it's not going to affect my judgment of what I think is going to happen in the fight. Whoa. I don't know if you're serious, but that sounds good, man. Listen, you should take these picks. Definitely should take these picks. You never know. Especially if you could put some money down on with a bookie, a gambling site. I would say put it in there just in case. I don't think that's going to happen, though. It's a long shot. We got Apology Man. What's up, Apology Man? Brown Gone One. What's up? What's going on? And so, there are different narratives. They're pretty interesting. Uh, I find very interesting certain certain boxing fans that are rooting for Caleb Plant. A little bit shocking, but I guess good to see from my point of view. There's a lot of Caleb. Oh, there are a lot of boxing fans that are cheering for Caleb Plant that are also PBC fans, and maybe that's what it's all about. I've heard explanations of him being, well, he's an American, so I'm going with the American guy. Okay, sounds good. Or they're just, not fans of Canelo. I'm not. I'm not a fan of Canelo. I'm not a hater. I wouldn't say that, but I'm just not a fan of Canelo Alvarez. Um, I do think there are some good things he does in the ring, some things he does really good, and I also do believe there's some cherry picking going on. And this fight on paper seems to be a cherry pick. You've heard Canelo tell Plant in a pretty confident, very confident demeanor that he is not on his level. He told him, "You are not on my level, and this fight's going to end in 8 rounds." A very dominant, confident demeanor, you know, and the number 8 representing a very dominant number. And maybe Caleb Plant is not on his level, but Plant's coming in here to win the fight, man. He is coming in to win the fight. I do think that at least the confidence is there. The way he's talking right now, he's talking as a guy who's confident in himself, and basically that's all I want to see. I don't think there's been any other fighter. Maybe you want to say Danny Jacobs after the Triple G second fight that came in with this type of confidence, or at least showed it before the fight. Maybe Danny Jacobs was a bit vocal and wasn't intimidated, at least outside. And I think inside the ring too, he wasn't that intimidated by Canelo. So I'm wondering if it's going to be one of those kind of fights. Can Caleb Plant, you know, can Caleb Plant bring that type of confidence in the ring? Is Caleb Plant's? I've heard a lot of people talk about how bad Plant's resume is. Is it really that bad? Is it really that terrible? I mean, he's got some decent wins in his resume. He did beat Usategui, who has pretty good wins against, well, at least against Andre Durrell. I thought he beat him twice. I think he had Durrell shook in both fights. Caleb Truax, who beat James DeGale. I'm trying to think of who else he beat off the top of my head. But maybe his resume is not that bad, and being that shit, he has nothing to lose. Maybe he can. He has his belt to lose. He has his undefeated record to lose, but nobody's really giving him much of a shot. He's a huge underdog. I think he opened up as a 10-1 underdog, and so the betting odds are if you're trying to make some money, you want to take a gamble. It's favorable to Caleb Plant. You know, so who knows? Who knows what's going to happen with this fight? I'm expecting, that Canelo wins. He pulls this fight off, like he does basically with every other fight. I just want to see if Caleb Plant's actually going to come in to win the fight. He's going to put up a good fight, and I think he has some advantages over Canelo that should work, like height, reach, um, better footwork. And it doesn't take much to have better footwork than Canelo, but I think those are the advantages that he has. Let's see if he can put them to use. All right, so I see there's a few people in the chat, man. I'm gonna drop the link if anybody wants to jump on. All right. And here we go. That is that's the link. Anybody want to hop on and give their opinions of the fight, whether they think this is a mismatch, it's a great fight, Plant has no chance, Canelo's too dominant, Plant has a chance. Give me your opinion and what you think about this fight. As for me, I'm going with Canelo. I think Canelo wins this. I think he becomes undisputed. I'm just more interested in the what's going to happen in the ring, because since I believe since the Triple G fight, the second one, there hasn't been many guys that look like they came in to win. Maybe outside of Danny Jacobs. Whether they look at Canelo and they say he's too good or whatever is going on there. Seems like some of these tall guys that Canelo has fought never used their advantages in terms of their height and their reach. They just never used it. Is that because of Canelo? Doing the certain adjustments to take that away from them, or are these fighters just basically they lose their game plan once inside the ring? I think it's something else, but I have no proof of that. don't have no confessions. But it just looks like they get inside. They lose focus. They lose their will to think. Is that what's going on? I see we got somebody. We got MMA. What's
Yo,
up, Haitian?
yeah, I can't talk
Yo,
for too long, but yeah, what's going on, man?
you at school, right?
Yeah. So I can't, I can't, bro. What's on? What
What's
you
going
talking
on,
about?
man?
What you talking about,
Canelo, Plant. Canelo says Plant's not on his level. He's out of here in 8 rounds.
bro? Caleb's defense is terrible, bro. Like I was watching film study right on the Truax fight. He came with a wide hook and Truax countered it with overhand. I mean, his defense is not that good as people say it is. So I think he should be getting out there, early. But I'm picking late. I think Canelo's going to stop him. I think it's going to be easy for Canelo to counter him, especially with a great puncher Canelo is. He's going to take all the advantages he sees that when um Killer Plant is open. So I mean, it's going to be easy. I think, but Killer Plant. He fought a vegan Mike Lee. He fought a bum from Germany, Fagin Butts or whatever his name is. And then who else he fought? He fought One Hit Wonder Uskatagi. He fought old Truax. I mean, come on, man. His resume is trash. He's a bum for belt. I think I was gonna beat him, but I'm rooting for Plan. I'm rooting for everybody who is facing Canelo. But I think he's gonna just lose, and it's gonna be undisputed. I think it's the worst undisputed fight since Ndagu and Crawford.
Yeah, it's a good comparison. What's up, Virtuoso? What do you think,
Bing
bro?
bong. What's going on, man?
But I
Nothing much.
gotta bounce.
All right, MMA. Good talking to
Peace.
you, bro. Peace.
Peace, man.
So what's up, Virtuoso? What do you think, man? You like this fight?
Um, I,
Mismatch?
man, I gotta say, man, this shit is a mismatch, which is why I'm not all that impressed with Canelo's run for undisputed at 168. If I hadn't been, Beterbiev or Bevo, yes, I would have been intrigued this Saturday for the Saturday's fight. But
So who you guys got in the
Hold on.
Canelo?
Wait.
yeah,
Hold on.
hold
Let's
on.
Uh,
let
It's not.
Virtuoso
sorry.
finish.
Let me just say this: it's not a matter of if, but just when Canelo is gonna knock out Caleb Plant.
Yeah.
You know,
What's your
that's the bet.
prediction?
What
What?
I don't know. Probably ninth round,
Yeah,
TKO.
I'll put 80 quid on the ninth round for 5,600 back.
Hmm.
So I'm hoping to get 5,600 back off an 80 quid bet on the ninth round.
What's the odds
That's
on
what
that?
I don't know. I think it's about 16-1 or something. Is a lot. I've actually done my bet in
That would
France.
only return 1,280 though if it's 16-1.
Yeah,
What's up on Rival? What's
it's a
going on,
French
brother?
bet.
What's
Hello,
up, Mark?
hello.
How's it going? How's it going, Frank?
Yeah.
It's going good, man. It's going good. We just
Are
saw
you
some
betting on the?
200.
Are you betting on the fight, Mark?
I'm not telling you my bets.
Wait a second. Who is this? Marvin Boxing. Who are you?
It's just Phil. It's just me. It's just me.
Pigeon?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just trying to get angles on people's bets for the fight. That's all.
My man Pigeon. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah. I'm
I
sorry
mean, Pigeon, you've already placed a 47.5-1 bet for £80 on Canelo on round 9, which is somehow the greatest odds of all time.
Well, this is what we've actually done, and that's what I'm actually planning to win on it. And so we're going to see. And I've put bets on the 5th round, I've put bets on the 12th. So I actually think that people ignore the 12th round in boxing as some sort of thing. I don't know what they think, but 12 is a number, you know. It's probably the most important round in a boxing match, which Mark and Rival said that before. Listen, you got to put your bets down where you think they are. And I do actually think the 12th, the 9th, and the 5th, Canelo is going to take this guy out.
Those are the gamble picks you're gonna take. Okay.
I'll put big money on it as well. I'm not talking small money. We're talking hundreds and hundreds of pounds that I've betted on this. Not just a fiver. I'll put big money on it. You're talking four figures. I've actually put four figures over £1,000 on a specific round for Canelo to knock Plant out.
Solid. Unrivaled. Give me your thoughts, bro. Thank you for stopping.
I've got Canelo taking him out mid to late. That dude ain't got no gas tank, and he has no ability to defend himself down to the left hook downstairs. I mean, come on, that's a foregone conclusion. Congratulations, Nelo. You're the first four-belt Mexican champion ever. You're the first super middleweight undisputed champion. Congratulations.
So we're not giving Plant no shot, huh?
No.
Are you giving him a shot?
You know, not really.
Can I ask
Honestly.
Canelo a question?
This is gonna go against us all, isn't it? This is really gonna fuck everyone up. This fight. I bet fucking Plant's gonna win.
I'm just saying, nah, but like, you can say that. I don't give a shit. But like, I just want to ask y'all a question. It's like, are y'all, if he does win, 4-belt undisputed, are you impressed by it? Like, be honest.
No, I'll just jump off the nearest cliff. If that happens.
Listen. Am I impressed? I mean, not as impressed as Usyk's 4-belt run at cruiserweight. No, not like that. But like, look at I guess the level of competition on paper is not terrible. I know I've heard people say, "Oh, it's really bad," but Callum Smith, he did win like a
That's
tournament.
the best name on his resume at 168, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
Hey, Frank. Hey, let me ask you guys this. Have y'all ever heard of a four-belt undisputed champion who all the champions that he's beaten between them have only ever had one top 10 rated opponent?
Who's that?
No.
In that division? Well, Callum Smith's the only one who beat a top 10 rated opponent at super middleweight, George Groves. Billy Joe didn't do it at super middleweight.
And look what he did in his last fight.
Yeah. Groves would have destroyed Smith if his shoulder didn't get whacked out in the Eubank fight.
I don't know. Maybe because remember, Groves has always been a little chinny.
No, I don't think he is. I don't think Groves is chinny. I just think the fact that
he got knocked out twice by Frotch, right?
Yeah, maybe, but I do think that Callum Smith fight, 100% Groves would have beat Smith.
Maybe.
That's my take. I don't know what you think. That's my take.
Mark brings up a good point, though. Like in terms of this undisputed run, Callum Smith being the only one that beat a rated top 10 fighter. He was the only one.
Yeah.
At super middleweight, yeah.
At super middleweight, excuse me. At super Yep. So no, I don't think to Virtuoso's question, like is how impressive is it? Well, he was a huge favorite, and correct me if I'm wrong, anyone, but wasn't he a huge favorite in every title that he picked up?
That's true. That is true.
Now you could say the same thing for somebody like Usyk or Terrence Crawford, but with the Usyk situation, I think it
points.
A lot smaller.
Yeah. Well, there's not much more to say. Like, there you go.
You guys are bitter, and it's pathetic. Why are we bitter?
What? Well, I'm not bitter. I'm a bit of an arsehole, but I'm not bitter. Man, I don't know. I think the George Groves original fight was a fair stoppage. The second fight, he obviously got knocked out. There's not much more to say, is there, really? I'd rather talk about I'm trying to build my boxing knowledge up over the last 2 or 3 years. So George Groves against Carl Froch is a bit mainstream. So yeah, okay, it was a good fight. What do I think about it? Not much. I just think it weren't that great of a fight. I think Groves went for the kill from the start. Typical English. I'm English myself. So he went for the
Nah,
kill.
you kidding me? You're English?
He went for the kill against Froch from the start. He got fucking unstuck. You can't just go all fucking guns blazing in a fight to try and take someone out. The only guy who did that was McClellan, and then he had fucking Nigel Benn. You've had a few people, like if you go down the like Tanaka and Aoka and all these fights, like they do actually go out to take people out, but I don't think that was a fight that you could say was technically great. I'm only a casual, but there you go. I don't think George Groves against Carl Froch was a technically great fight. I think it was more of a war.
Let me ask this question to the panel, starting with Mark, right? If obviously it looks like Canelo more likely is the favorite, should win this fight. If he wins undisputed at super middleweight, what does it do for you? You guys on the panel, what does that say for you about Canelo going undisputed? Starting with Mark. Go ahead, Mark.
It says to me that he's the undisputed champion at 168. I'm still a little disappointed that he's. I know this will people will be upset with me. They're like, Mark, you hate him, right? But the reality of it is he was 2 fights away from being undisputed in a marquee division, middleweight. He had the IBF mandatory with the Derevianchenko. That's why he moved up. He should have stayed there, beat the Derevian, and beat Andre, then move up. Or after the Kovalev, I would have preferred to see the light heavyweight run. Instead, he goes down into a division where only one of the champions had a win over a top 10 rated opponent.
Yeah.
In the division. I mean, fair play to him, but to me, it's one of the weakest undisputed runs of all time.
Yeah, 100%.
Of all time. And he's way too good for that. He could have went undisputed. If he had done that at middleweight, it would have been Golovkin, Andre, Derevianchenko. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Would have
Like,
you
that's a way
preferred
better
him?
undisputed run. Great run, actually.
Would have you preferred him at middleweight then, Mark?
Yeah, because that's an incredible run.
Yeah.
His middleweight run undisputed would have been way better than this one. Like, people keep saying, "Oh, yo, let's talk about the numbers," and then they're like, "Oh, let's talk about the opponents," but they're not talking about the numbers properly. There's no context. So
Wow.
that's just my take, man. I don't know. I would have preferred to see the middleweight or the light heavyweight go. To me, this is the weakest.
Why do you think he's jumping around?
Because he can. He can do what he wants.
Yeah.
The thing with Canelo is that he's what they call in Spanish, un aprovechador. Somebody who given every advantage, he was given, took everything, took every opportunity was given, did what he had to do.
Gracias. Do you speak Spanish?
Gracias. I don't finish.
No, it's okay.
But I'm just saying that the talent pool at 160 and 175 are better than 168. That's why I'm not impressed. Just like like Mark said, only one top-rated opponent between all the champions in 168, and that was Callum Smith, and he blew him away in like I don't know how many rounds. It was a very quick fight. But I would have liked them to be undisputed as well at middleweight or light heavyweight. Let's test the limits, man. Let's not push his foot around these tougher opponents.
I agree. Philip, go ahead, Philip. What do you? Is it a great undisputed run? Philip's lost words. Fight Scout, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, man? You guys hear me?
Hear you good, loud and clear.
All right. So, I mean, he did grab all the belts single from each opponent, right? So it's not like he grabbed somebody who was already unified.
Good point. Very good
Right,
point.
so he's beating all these guys, but these guys are just. It's Mark pretty much said everything about it. He even congratulated Canelo even before the fight.
Oh,
So,
the
I
zone
mean-
was doing that for the Kovalev fight, so
Oh,
might as
absolutely.
well.
I mean,
Might as well.
I agree with him on that part, but yeah, his only chance of losing was back in September when he was looking like what do you call it? Deflated from playing too much golf, right?
Well, he looks a lot. He looks.
Oh, he
I
looks
think
all
this is the
juiced up
biggest.
now. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna even. It's pretty obvious he's all roided up now, but
he looks like he's ready to pop out of a shirt.
yeah, exactly. So I mean, when you're talking about Plant, no, I don't give him a shot because I don't know where I heard this about the 7-1 favorite, right? I know I
Yeah,
didn't learn it by myself. I heard it from
he opened at 10-1. I think. I think he opened at 10-1. And it's about 7-1 now.
yeah, but that it basically tells you that even if he beats Canelo on the scorecards, he's not going to get the decision, right? And those odds are the same for the 7-1 also.
Yeah.
Now, I don't remember where I heard it, but I know I heard it from
Probably,
boxing.
yeah. You probably heard it from a few people. I was talking about it on the BDA. I am a gambling man, not a degenerate. There's two difference, you know. But I like to put down some money, and so I, at least on one website that I like to go to the most. Well, pretty much every site that I went to.
What have you been betting on? What have you been betting on?
Oh yeah, I mean I bet on mostly all the
Come
like,
on.
big fights.
I always try to get. I've actually I've made a lot of money over boxing recently, so I'm a bit of an arsehole lately. I'm trying to get people's bets. What was your last win? What was your last win?
Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury
Against Wilder.
Wilder. I picked the 11th round.
What, really?
Yep.
How much did you win on that?
I think it was 1200. Yeah, 1200.
Wow, that's really good. That's a good bet. That's a good bet.
I took a few bets. That one was the one. So
where did you put the 1200? Did you win that? And did you invest that after that or anything? Another bet?
I'm not gonna give you all my secrets, Pigeon, but you know, I did put
sorry.
I did put a few bets. That's the one that hit. You know, I got that one.
Yeah. That's not too bad. I think there's a lot of money to be made in boxing. I think it's so obvious now that it's quite obvious, isn't it? To be fair, it's easier than the stock market to make money.
Yeah, for sure. But you know, you could also lose all of that if you don't know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're looking at.
Do you think this Caleb Plant Canelo fight is going to go weird?
And when you say weird, do you mean like in Plant's favor?
100%, yeah.
No, because the odds, the 7-1. So 7-1 means like he basically needs a clean knockout to win.
Because
Canelo's a 12-1 favorite.
12-1.
12-1.
Yeah, he's a 12-1 favorite. Yeah, 1-12.
I just think something strange is gonna. My money's just gonna go.
Yo, it's good.
Word up,
calm
bro.
Down, Paul. Puro Jalisco.
Jalisco.
That's like
Puro Jalisco.
All right, you need to calm down. Introduce yourself.
Yo, what's going on?
What's going on?
Hello.
What's up, Bay?
What's up?
Oh, you know what this is.
Mark,
is this Bay Area?
Yeah.
Oh shit, Bay Area. How you doing? I thought you like.
What you up to, bro?
Died or something.
What you up to, bro?
His nuts finally.
Now we got. In my opinion, I think the judges have Plant's back.
Well,
Think so?
really?
It's a PBC event, man.
Facts.
12 to
Pro
1?
promoter.
12
And
to
12
1?
to 1.
Heyman is extremely loyal, man.
You think this motherfucker's gonna be fixed?
Now I think if Plant wins, they'll give him the decision.
Yeah, that's what
I
I'm
wouldn't be
thinking.
surprised.
Fucking piece of shit. This fucking piece of shit's up to no good.
Well,
If
Not gonna
there's
win by
anyone that's gonna
decision.
get a decision over Canelo, it's gonna be an American fighter, man.
Mm.
somebody like Plant. Well, I don't know. We'll see. You mean like if he actually
You'll
wins?
recognize who
He
you
actually
have you
wins.
put a bet on? Have you put a bet on?
I'm
Recognize.
still working on that right now, and I'm not gonna tell you.
Get
Okay.
some big money on it. Get some big money on.
Yeah. I'm working on it, man. Thank you.
Just blast it on, bro. Just put 1,000 or 100, 200. Just fucking blast it on, bro.
Thank you for the advice. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah,
What's
but
up, Bruce
Sorry.
Goes? What's up, Bruce Goes?
Salute Matrix on top of the mark. Unrivaled. Fight scout. I guess virtuoso. Everybody else on here that I know and I don't know, man. Nice to see you all.
Nice to have
Hello.
you on,
What's
Bruce
up,
Goes.
Bruce?
what's up?
Bro,
So we-
I'm hearing a lot. I'm hearing a lot of people picking Plant on this weekend, man. I don't know what they're smoking, bro, but you know it's.
But don't you like it a little bit, Bruce? Don't I like it? Makes a
Oh,
fight.
I am extremely high for this fight. In fact, any fight, you know, with Canelo, you know, a unification. I mean, this is truly an event in my books, bro. You know, I'm preparing for it, you know, properly, man. But
What's your
but-
prediction for the fight?
Well,
What's your
as,
prediction?
as far as the fight goes, you know, I can see Plant dancing a little bit, you know, maybe winning the first 4 rounds, you know, looking pretty good out there, getting a little confidence up. But at the same time, I can just see Canelo figuring him out, you know,
Yeah.
starting to land those body shots, getting that head on his chest, you know, cutting that ring off. And man, I think after the 5th round, I think Plant's going to realize he's in there with a
Yeah.
monster. And you
Facts.
know, I think he may take a knee. I think his corner may stop it. But I don't think he's going to see the 10th round, man. I just think I think it's going to be interesting for 4 rounds. But you know, it's Canelo's going to walk him down, and I think if he really wanted to, he could probably end this fight earlier. But
Yeah.
you know, I got a feeling he's making it personal, man. You know, there's been a lot of pushing, a lot of shoving, a lot of name calling. You know, Canelo looks like he wants to put a beating on this kid, man.
Do you think it could be around? Do you think it could be around 1? Do you think it could be around 1?
You know,
knockout?
I think Canelo. I don't think Canelo wants a round 1 because I think, you know, the entertainment value.
Why
and,
not?
You know, you know, I don't think I can't remember the last time Canelo wasted anybody in the first round. Can
I
anyone?
do actually think if he can call me fucking insane.
Insane.
He called his mum a motherfucker, didn't he? He said that his mum was.
Yeah, but I
this-
call all my friends.
I
motherfuckers.
called him
I
a
mean, that's-
motherfucker.
He
Called him a
misinterpreted it.
motherfucker. Yeah.
I don't think he misinterpreted it.
Nah, he's been around, man.
I know exactly. He didn't
Nah,
misinterpret
man. I
that.
think this fight's gonna be a lot tougher than people think.
I think it's either going to go the distance.
Let Bay Area talk. Go ahead, Bay Area.
Sorry.
This is like the biggest boxer that moves around he's ever fought, right? That
Yeah.
has athleticism.
Yes,
So
that's good.
we've never seen him against that.
So what's your prediction for the fight?
Shit, I don't know. I gotta see.
Come
the
on,
weigh-in.
bro. Be honest.
You're undecided, Bay Area? Seriously? Are you fucking around?
Yeah, I just can't picture Canelo undisputed for some reason.
Because you're a
Wow.
Canelo fanboy, man. You always have been. You're just
Oh shit.
Nah, man, Plant's a good
you're
fighter.
just going through your insecurities for a little moment. But I don't think anybody here is not confident that Canelo's going to win.
I don't know, man. Lots of people picking Plant.
Why?
How
Yeah,
much
a lot of
Plant have
people are,
you
bro.
seen, Jalisco?
What'd you say?
How many fights have you seen Plant in, Jalisco?
No, he's seen a
Since,
lot.
since
Bay
Cisca
Area.
Peggy.
Yeah, Bay Area's seen a lot. He's seen a lot.
Basically, since he won the title, all of his defenses.
Well, there you go. He's seen all the
Yeah.
fights.
I mean, based on what you see, do you think he's like has the gas tank to really like let go to 12 rounds? Because I've seen him like drop his hands late and then get hit in the head. You know, he's not that elusive to me, man. I'm just being honest, man. I don't
Yeah.
see how the way
But
you're seeing it, but that's to each his own, man.
He's gonna be roided up, bro. He's gonna have the stamina this time.
what plan?
Yeah, are you talking about Canelo or
No,
Plant?
Both,
so
bro.
what's going?
Hey guys, check out
You
this
think
message.
Plant's gonna be on drugs?
Check out
Both
this
of them,
message
bro.
right here. I got called out by Canelo. Yo, that's the new picture of him too. That's the new one
Come
where he's like
on,
all
bro.
linked up.
Now I need to ask Bay Area a question because he knows me, like Pigeon and that.
No,
I
but
need
seriously, what makes you think it's gonna be so easy if Canelo has struggled with?
I need to ask a Bay Area
He's
question.
struggled with
Do
boxers
you
at
think
a lower
why do
weight.
you think Plant's gonna win, bro? There's got to be some reason why. Because your bets are normally
Because
good.
the style, man. I don't think Canelo has gotten better at cutting off the ring.
Because your bets are normally quite good, and they with boxing. You know me.
I mean,
and
for a couple of rounds, Billy Joe Saunders is making him hit air.
this is interesting. This is what needs to be said on the internet at times. Like everyone's a bit crazy and a bit weird, but he might have a point. He might have a point. It actually Plant could just dance around and pump him in the head for 12 rounds. You don't know.
I think
Really?
real quick. I think to Bay Area's point. I think early in the
Might have a
fight.
point.
Early in the fight. Hold on. Early in the fight, I could see Plant being difficult because certain advantage that he has that Bay Area brought up, the height difference, the reach.
Yeah.
He is faster on his feet than Canelo, but then again, it's not really saying much. Canelo's pretty flat footed. He brought
Who
up a
you
point.
got?
Hold on,
Who you
Calm,
got? So.
calm down, Phil.
Sorry, bro.
No problem. He did make like you said, Billy Joe Saunders did make Canelo a lot of times miss in a lot of spots, and so I think early that can be an issue. The question would be as the fight goes along, because if you really look at Caleb Plant, there's not much deception in his movement. It's pretty
No.
predictable.
Too
No, but
flat.
do you guys think Plant is really faster than Canelo? Faster hands?
No.
Well,
No.
if he could be faster in combinations, but then there's not a lot. There's not a lot on that punch. Now, if you're talking about powerful punches, well, Canelo basically loads up on every punch, so Canelo's probably
He ain't doing
faster.
shit. Like Canelo.
And Canelo's got a dynamite counter right hand, man. And Plant keeps that left hand low when he throws a jab.
He's
So
gonna get knocked out.
oh man, and Canelo throws his punches hard, bro. I just don't think that Plant's going to be ready for that. I don't think he knows what he's getting in the ring with.
Something
Because,
with
look at Truax and Uzakato, whatever his name was. Those cats they wouldn't even belong on Canelo's resume, man.
Bruce,
He dropped
Bruce.
Uzcategui, though. He
Something
dropped him.
weird's gonna. I think Bruce. I think something weird's gonna happen in this fight. There's gonna be some weird shit gonna. I hope not.
Now, bro, see, I just think it's all about levels. And I just think Canelo's on such
I just
higher
want
level.
Plant to be fucking taken out.
Showtime is out of all the promotions, Showtime has the biggest bullshit out of all the shows, man.
Facts.
My opinion.
That's fucking facts. That's fucking facts.
Plant's lucky enough to have the IBF belt. He's in the right place at the right time. He's making $10 million. I mean, you can't take anything away from the guy.
He doesn't deserve.
His mother was killed by the policeman, and he just buried his daughter. The guy. There's no quitting the guy. But he's just stepping in with. He's stepping into a fighter that he has no business being in the ring with, man.
Do you think Bruce?
I think Canelo Alvarez is going to annihilate him after 4 rounds of maybe missing a little bit. Same with Billy Joe. But once he starts landing those punches, man.
Do you think he might come like Buster Douglas?
I don't know, bro. Buster, but that was a whole different fucking.
Do you think Plant? No, wait. So
no,
what's happened? Let's get this clear. I'm going to shut the fuck up in a minute and let Bruce speak. I am. Let's get this. What has happened? And I'm going to mute myself. What has happened to Plant over his life in the last 2 weeks? And I'm muted because I don't know myself.
Oh, the last 2 weeks? Shit. He's richer. the richer man.
There's something happened with his kids or something. Bruce was saying his kids or someone's
Oh well,
died.
he's buried a daughter. I mean that's that's going to make somebody a little bit tougher, regardless of whether
Was that
they,
his own
uh,
daughter?
out
Was
for a
his
living. Yes.
daughter?
Oh yes, his own daughter. Yeah, and his mother. His mother was killed by police. So I mean,
Well,
the
when?
guy's had
was
a
his-
fucked up life. He's crazy in the head, bro. But he's in there with against superior talent, and I just don't think how crazy he comes in. I don't care what Victor Conte gives him, bro. I just think he's in the ring with the wrong person, and Canelo's he's destined to unify the super middleweight title. Plant's just a bit player in this fucking show. And I hope he wins. I hope there's an upset. That's what I love about boxing. Anything can and will probably happen. But seeing as many fights as I've seen and seeing Canelo progress throughout, I don't think Plant has a chance against him. To be honest with you, bro, 12-1. That's good odds, man. That's about right.
Yeah, man. I think I think those odds are pretty. I think they're there for a reason. The only thing that can happen is that as the fight gets closer, the odds become more in favor of not to win, meaning the odds, the favorite goes a little bit down. That's because a lot of people are putting money on Plant last minute. But that's what
Who you got
they
your
want.
money on, bro? Who you got your money on?
If I was betting the house, man, I'm gonna go with Canelo, of course, man.
Yeah.
Betting the house, yeah, I'm betting my house and everything. I'm going, yeah, you got to go with Canelo.
This is as usual.
Yeah.
Who you got, Virtuoso, bro? Who you got?
Yeah. Canelo's gonna win by TKO. I think the ref's gonna stop it. I think they're gonna try to protect Plant, but it's not gonna be with scorecards. I mean, dude's gonna hit him hard, man. He's never gonna he cuts easy. That's the thing that people don't usually overlook with Plant. Is that he cuts easy, man.
His white.
Yeah, and he tends to lose shape. So if he gets taken to, yeah, that is true. But if he gets taken to deep waters, he's gonna lose shape. And once you drop your hands, you start gassing out. You start leaving your mouth open. All right, you're not moving as well. Okay, you're sitting duck, and that's how it's gonna end. So TKO Canelo.
Yeah, I'm going TKO Canelo in the 9th.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Canelo's word at it. 8 rounds.
Ooh. What's Bay Area doing, bro? What's your prediction, bro?
I don't know.
No, go on, bro. Come on, man.
Bay Area is sick right now.
I got Caleb Plant, bro. Split decision.
This motherfucker's got.
Oh, you should put money on it.
He's got pure no Jalisco, bro. This motherfucker think, yo, bro, you're not CJNG, bro.
Split decision, bro.
Yo, bro, listen, bro. What the fuck, bro? You're disappointing me. I'm disappointed in you, Mr. Bay Area.
Are you doing that because it's a PBC event? Is that what it comes down to?
Yeah, man. I really don't trust those guys at all for some reason. I just don't.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
See, I don't think Plant has the power to get respect from Canelo, because I mean, you look, he's only got 12 knockouts, bro, and half of those were when he was starting off, they were against fighters who he knocked out in the first round. Most of his stoppages have been technical, bro. So I don't think he's going to get the respect of Canelo. So that's why I see Canelo can walk right through him if he,
There's nothing in this fight which is unusual, and that gives me warning signs. As an Englishman, the warning signs come when things are obvious. We're taught as English people here, when things are obvious, there's a warning sign. I do actually think there's a big warning sign in this fight.
Yeah, man. Plant's a natural 168 pounder. I think Billy Joe's the best was at middleweight. That's where he looked the best.
So do you think that Plant's going to stop? Canelo will take him the distance?
Nah, it's going to go 12 rounds.
It's gonna be fucked up, bro. This is a fucked up fight. It's really fucked up, man. I don't even know what to think. Like, smashed up. Really weird fight. I need to make money off this. I want at least 12. I want 12,000, not 1,200. I want
Bet on
12,000.
Plant, bruh.
I
Hey,
want
bro, I'm not
£12,000
betting.
off
I'm not
this
betting
fight.
anything because I haven't bet since Larry Holmes beat the fuck out of Jerry Cooney back in '82, bro. So
You're banned
I
from.
don't bet on boxing. But listen, man, Matrix, thanks for having me on here, and Virtuoso, Jalisco, Pigeon, man. Good talking boxing, and Mark, wherever you are, peace out, my
Bros.
brothers, and to the chat too, man. Thank you for having me on, man. Peace.
Peace, Bruce, man. Thanks for stopping by, bro. Yeah, man.
Nice, man. Nice, man. I just think like everyone needs to put their cards on the table in terms of the bets. I think Bay Area is a bit ballsy going for the Plant. Could be right. You don't know, do you?
Yeah.
You know,
Could be.
he does
I'm
have
gonna
a
take.
point about PBC cards having like screwy decisions. So he's not wrong on that, but like I just don't see it happening because if they're trying to put their money behind Plant, like what are you gonna get out of him?
A rematch.
Versus
It's the only thing I could see. It's a rematch.
yeah, a
And
rematch,
so
and then beyond
basically,
that, because
right, nothing
I don't
beyond
like
that.
yeah.
I mean, unless, okay, here's the thing. Unless Caleb Plant becomes a huge star, obviously you would think beating Canelo one time do that. Then imagine if he did it twice, right? Then you have all those belts on the PBC stable. You could put him in there against Plant. You could put him in there against Charlo. You know, the list goes on.
Benavidez.
Benavidez. Yep.
Facts.
Yeah.
Benavidez ain't shit, bro. I
So
don't think Benavidez is shit, bro. I don't think he's that good.
I think he's good, man.
I think you're lost on that
No,
one.
he's good.
Yeah, I don't agree, bro. I just think like Gilberto Ramirez would knock him out, bro.
But if you look at his resume, he really hasn't stepped up. Benavidez.
Facts, LT.
Ain't doing shit, bro. Wait.
PBC, man. They're not
Listen.
matching him up with Charlo. They're not matching him up with Caleb Plant, man. They
Yeah, but
pussyfooting around, man.
Benavidez is not
Who's
Charlo out.
Benavidez' best victory? Is it Gavril?
Well, there you go. That
Um,
fucking Romanian
Darrell?
motherfucker. The
Darrell?
I mean, who
Romanian.
is it? Jalen Love Ellis?
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying.
He beat the shit out of Porky Medina.
Darrell? Oh,
Come
yeah,
on,
Andre
bro.
Darrell, I guess.
Everybody
Yeah,
beats Porky.
but you see, here's the thing, right? Remember, has Benavidez been given opportunities to fight some of these?
Nah, he hasn't.
No,
There you go.
I sort of agree with Bay Area, bro. It's
Though, he
shit.
failed the drug test, man. He lost weight. He lost a belt on the scales. He fails drug tests. That's another problem. It's like, yo, he got to keep his end of the bargain too, man. He got to keep himself clean and shit like that, and not come overweight. You know what I mean?
Yep, or coked
No, I
out.
agree. I agree with you. He needs to definitely. It's on him. Some of that stuff. But Boxing Chief, what's up, brother? Thanks for joining, man.
What's going on, my friend? Recognize. How you doing? I don't know everybody on the panel yet, but nice to meet all you guys.
Yeah, word up.
What do you think about this fight, man? We're talking about Plant's realistic chances, I guess.
Well, no, I'm picking that. I'm going with that guy that was on the show the other night, picking that 9th round knockout with the uppercut that he doesn't see coming.
What, Canelo?
No, I recognize what I'm talking about. Some guy was on BDA the other night.
He's going with he's going
Oh,
with
forget that.
Plant,
Who's your pick for the fight? Like, wait, forget that. Who's your pick for the fight? Canelo against Plant.
My official call is that I'm picking Canelo. I picked round 8.
Yeah.
I understand what people are saying about, first of all, one gentleman, and again, I don't know all y'all's names and can't see who all was speaking when you were talking when I was watching on YouTube. Doesn't trust the PBC. I'm with you on that, but I don't think they're going to be able to
Bay Area
pull enough to change this.
I think that basically I agree with what you say. Yeah.
Listen,
yeah, the
everything's
PBC guys all have his back, man. Ellerby too, Floyd.
There you go. And Ellaby's a big nose piece of shit.
Hey Barry, nice to meet you.
Oh, what's up, man?
What's up, blue
Fuck
collar?
Bay
sport?
Area. Not Bay Area. Fuck Ellaby, bro. Fuck Ellaby, bro.
Oh, I thought you said
I don't know
fuck
what
it.
makes people so confident though. Like we haven't seen Canelo fight a guy like this since 154.
Whoa. We got some background. Go ahead.
Hey, too much background noise.
I know.
Turn it down, assholes.
No, I was saying that we really haven't seen him fight somebody like this since 154.
Yeah.
You mean like a mover, a guy who uses a lot
Yeah.
of footwork and yeah. I mean, you
And
got
they
a
gave
good
him
point.
trouble last time, and he was faster, but he's not as strong as now, though.
Do you dudes rate Boots?
Who?
Boots Ennis, bro.
I mean, I just want to see him fight. Me and Boxing Chief have had little private arguments about this, but I just want to see him in there with a good fighter, man.
Yeah, I think it's one of those moments, and you're right. It's one of those.
Put it this way, I rate Virgil Ortiz a little bit more. I rate him a little bit more.
100%. Virgil Ortiz is one of these guys gonna fight anyone, but Boots. I do like Boots, and I like Virgil, so I can't be nasty to either of them.
I don't
like
think
them
Boots
both.
is that good. To be honest, I don't really think he's good. That good.
I think these motherfuckers are ducking it. You got that piece of shit, Bud Crawford. Listen, you can duck me off the channel if you want. You got that piece of shit, Bud Crawford. You got that asshole, fucking Errol Spence. Listen, stop running around in Lamborghinis and fucking killing your fucking self. Going to clubs in fucking Houston with Crips.
How do you know they're Crips?
Grow up and act your age. And I'll put my camera on. This is a act your age, Spence. And also, this is a message to Crawford. Act your fucking age, mate. You got this fucking woman following you around eating pizza every day.
Whoa. What? Time out.
His wife.
What the fuck are you talking about?
And Crawford,
Sorry about that. I'm just being nasty. No, listen, but
hold on, Phil. Let me speak.
Sorry.
In defense of Crawford, you don't really hear anything outside of the ring. Crawford lives a pretty, if I had to guess, just like a normal.
Yeah, he's one
should
of the
have
good
took
ones.
the fight.
It's pretty stable, dude. I don't know what the fuck Terrence Crawford did to you, bud.
Yeah.
No, listen.
I mean, what fight should he have taken?
Well, you should have took the
about you
Spence
guys,
fight
but,
for 20%.
Wait, let me
Should've
say
took
something.
it.
No. What
Are
fight
you
was he
fucking
offered?
kidding me?
What fight was he legitimately offered?
He would have been offered anything from 10% upwards if he knew. Let me put my face on. If Terence
I don't care if you say so
Crawford,
or not. I just want to hear.
no, wait, listen. I tried to keep it real. If Crawford, we all know that Spence and all those fucking people are gonna give him zero money in that fight. Crawford, if Crawford was a Roberto Duran or Marvin Hagler and he knew that he would knock Spence out, he would have took that fight for no pay.
No,
Look,
that's not how
man,
you do
Crawford.
No, look,
Oh,
look.
okay.
That's not how the business works.
Okay.
The
Well, there
problem
you
with
go.
Crawford
Well, there
is
you go.
that he's not more vocal about fighting Spence, man. He needs to call him out. all
No,
the time
sorry.
and talk
So,
shit.
well, I completely, I disagree.
Neither of them are vocal enough. That's
Well,
why
that's
this
the
fight.
Listen,
At
Don't
no
have any
point in
fucking
time would
beef,
Hagler or
Hey,
Duran
they're
have
probably
ever.
homies, bro.
One at a time, guys. One at a time. Go ahead, Chief.
At no point in time, as much as we love the old, and trust me, no one
so
loves.
they
yesteryear
asking me
like
how
that.
much I earn. I need to go to the toilet. Sorry.
Yo,
Good.
mute yourself, man.
Yeah, please. Never. No point. He's walked away, so there's no point in entertaining that one anymore. Moving on.
Are we talk? What are we talking about again? Because I got confused. I got fucking Crawford, right? So you feel that
He went
Crawford
off on
hasn't been?
Crawford and Spence.
You said that Barry. You said that you don't feel Crawford's been vocal enough, right? That's what you
Yeah, it's
said.
like he doesn't give a shit or anything. Both of them, really.
Yeah,
They just
I
don't give
think
a
you
fuck.
could put a little blame on both fighters for sure. I think you could put more blame, in my opinion, on Spence with this nonsense of my side of the street, A side, B side, all that stuff. But because I really never heard Crawford talk about that. I could be wrong, but I don't think I've ever heard Crawford say I'm the A
Look,
side.
if you really want,
listen.
wait, let me say something. If you really want the
Sorry,
fight, you gotta
sorry.
put pressure like Triple G did to Canelo, man. Remember Triple G was putting pressure on him
Yep.
to the point where his fans started turning on him. Canelo fans started turning on Canelo.
Yeah, that's true.
You gotta put
But in that particular
when you want to
situation,
fight, you gotta push for it.
Yeah.
okay, but in that
Facts.
particular
That's facts.
situation, hold on. In that particular situation, that's one guy against one guy because there's only two left in the division. And the welterweight division, when you got Danny and you got Sean, and even some people still talk about Keith, and you have Manny and you have Spence, and then you put Crawford in there. There's not one person to call out, and it's everybody on the other side of the street, as they like to say, versus him.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. No, it's a good
Who
point.
do you want? He named everybody but Bud Crawford.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they're both.
I'll
pussy.
say this
if you
about
want
Crawford real
Spence
quick.
alone,
I'll say this real quick.
Go ahead,
Crawford to me was a bit standoffish about going through the process of negotiating a fight with Spence. I'll say this, but
Yeah, it
Spence has
was.
been real coy, like with that side of the street shit, and I want to race horses and ride chickens and all that bullshit.
There's some truth to that. There's a lot of truth to that. Yeah, that's why I say you could put the blame on both guys. I think maybe if I had to say who was a little bit more annoying with that whole thing was probably not Crawford, Spence.
Someone has background noise.
The fact of the matter is that like they've been having like their egos couldn't they couldn't get past their egos to get to the negotiating table, and Spence got in a car accident, and that put the kibosh on things.
Yeah.
I don't know, man, but all over the divisions, these American fighters don't want to fight each other, man. These Black Americans. I'm not trying to get racial, but like they really don't fight
No,
each
you're
other.
right. They're prima donnas. They're prima donnas.
They don't want to lose.
Well, listen, basically there are a lot, but they are standouts. There's Sean Porter, without a doubt, will fight anybody. Spence has fought, Porter. You know what I'm saying? He fought Porter. I
That's
think he wanted
Porter.
to fight Keith
Porter's a
Thurman.
whole, bro. Porter's a whole. He went the distance with. Ask Bay Area about Porter.
But Porter went the distance with
fucking Formella, bro.
With Spence.
Listen, the Porter's a piece of shit. Porter gets a paycheck from the government like some bitch that gets a paycheck from a fucking pimp.
I think Porter is just
I don't know what you're talking about, but
a really good journeyman.
Sorry. I'll shut myself up. Sorry.
But he's a little bit better than a journeyman. But I know what you mean. They use him as the
stepping
because
stone.
he makes himself available, right?
Yeah,
So-
it's not good.
Well, maybe not good for you, but it's good for him. It's good for.
What do you
Porter.
listen? I'm gonna put my face on now. We're gonna have a proper discussion about Sean.
To.
All right, let's have a proper discussion about Sean Porter. What do you like about his whole career? Name me some wins that he's done.
You mean besides going in there with whoever?
Listen, I do not care who he's been in with because a million journeymen have been in against anyone and got battered.
He gave Kell Brook a good fight.
I couldn't care less about that. What do you actually think in terms of Sean Porter that can make you actually say, "Oh yeah, he's good"?
I had to mute his ass because he won't let me talk. He won't let me talk.
You gotta have something about him, which is.
One more time, I'm gonna remove you from the stream. Look, listen,
So
you asked
I
me a
dropped off
question.
for a second. Sorry, I recognize I dropped off for a second. Can you just refresh me on what the point you're about to make, what the topic is?
Okay, so he asked, what did Sean Porter do basically
In
to
his
get
career.
in his career to get this chance at at anything basically? And what I'm saying is he has a pretty good ass resume when you look
It's
at
a
it.
bit cringy. It's cringy.
He
It's
lost
cringe.
to hold on.
Sorry.
He lost to Kell Brook, right? He
Mm-hmm.
arguably could have won against Keith Thurman, but he lost. All right.
Yep.
He lost to Earl Spence, who I thought he arguably could have beaten that day.
You and I
If he
had the
could.
same score to that.
Yep.
He got dropped in that fight.
Okay,
on
he
his
got
ass.
dropped. Yes. But there's more to a fight than you getting dropped, right? He got dropped against
He's not
AB.
good.
He got dropped against AB, and he still won that fight, right? Because there was more to the fight than just him getting knocked out.
I can't listen. I'd love to follow him and
He beat Danny
to support him,
Garcia.
but
He beat Danny Garcia.
I'd
right?
love to support him. But is he always turns up in his green suit?
Well,
as
look. I'm not saying you have to support him. I'm telling you why he's getting this opportunity against Crawford.
He shouldn't have it. He shouldn't have it.
So if I can jump in for a second, Recognize is talking to me a lot off air and on BDA, and I've been pretty hard on this welterweight generation as a whole, with the exception of Manny, just before he retired. Like Spence did not live up to that pre-title hype because he was supposed to be able to walk through all these guys, and he hasn't.
Facts.
Danny has not done much at welterweight, and Sean Porter may be like the number 3 guy in the division, but he's a guy that's lost every big name he's fought.
No,
So
you're right.
I don't know
You're
what
right.
Eminem's name is. But at the same time, he's won the welterweight title twice. So
That's right.
as much as
Maybe.
I'm not a huge fanboy of Sean Porter, when everyone was screaming, saying that he deserves this shot, he deserves this shot, he deserves this shot. At the same time, he
How
hasn't
many
not
shots
deserved
does
the
he
shot because
deserve?
of the guys that don't have belts. He's one of the better guys out there.
How many fucking shots does he deserve? He's at
Well,
about 50 million.
I'm sorry?
To Chief's point, the guy
And he's won twice.
How many shots has he had in the last 10 years? 50?
Pigeon.
It's an overstatement.
Come on,
one-
man.
he was
You
the
know I'm
one-
not lying, bro.
He was the one that was willing to cross the street, the proverbial street.
Yeah, he's crossing the streets. Everyone loves him for that. But listen, you can cross the street, but you're gonna fucking get hit by a truck. And that guy
Maybe, but that's
is being
fine.
hit
As a
by too
boxing
many
fan-
trucks, bro.
As a
Been
boxing
hit by-
fan,
I love you to bits, bro. I love you to bits, bro. But I can't lie about what I think of. I love you to bits, but I can't lie about what my mind says about Sean Porter. That guy is like Dillian White. Guys like Dillian White. I don't want Sean Porter and Dillian White involved in boxing. Get the fuck out. You haven't won a title. You're never gonna win a title, and you're gonna get lanced every.
Actually,
Whoa, what
Sean
the hell?
Porter's won 2 titles.
Thank you very much.
What was that? What was that?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, Recognize, I'm not the biggest Sean Porter fan, but I'm
Hello?
going to give credit where
I can't
credit's
hear you
due.
guys. Anybody can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Can
you.
you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, no, I can hear you. I just lost connection or something, man.
Well, I'm in and out because of where I'm at. So if I drop out, it's not you. It's not you. Recognize it's me.
Okay. No, because we just lose Pigeon? The Pigeon just disappeared?
Yeah, please. Let's leave him behind. Let's go.
I'm sorry. I'm heartbroken over this. Don't know how I'll recover for the rest of my workday with Pigeon being gone, but I'm sure some of you guys can come around to console me in the next few minutes.
I didn't kick you out, okay? You just got kicked out. Something happened. It kicked a few
He's
people out.
roadkill. He got ran over. That's it.
I mean, look, I understand what you're saying about Sean Porter to an extent because I've been saying stuff about BDA and on Boxing 24 when everyone's saying Bud was dodging him and ducking him. I mean, what has he really done in a way to deserve the shot? He's lost to everybody, but at the same time, if you're not going to fight Spence and you're not going to fight Boots and you're not going to fight Ortiz, who else really deserves that shot? And that would still be Porter at the end of the day, regardless of what I think about him, because he is a viable, tough guy. He has won the belt twice. Now, does he deserve as much money as he's been demanding off of bringing nothing to the table with no title, he's not even ranked number one anymore. Ortiz is. He's fallen in the rankings, so he brings nothing to the table to demand anything. But at the same time, it's a fight that I think the fans should appreciate.
What's up, Brad Bree? What's going on, bro?
What's up, fellas?
What's going
Hey,
on, man?
so Porter probably looks at it as, if you're gonna make me the guy that has to fight all the, the killers and up and comers, you're gonna have to pay me accordingly. That's probably the way he looks at it.
And there's nothing wrong with that, right? Because he's earning his pay, right?
Right.
Basically, what you want from a guy.
Yeah. He's the prove it to me guy. Like,
yep.
If you're the real deal, Sean Porter has a quick way for you to, be found out.
I agree with that.
Jimmy always says.
I agree with that, man.
Yeah,
for sure. What's up, Kenshiro?
Hey, Ray. Recognize how you doing, dude?
I'm doing good, man. Good. Thank you for coming on, man. First time, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've been I'll follow your show, but I think the times you've done it, I've either been at work or asleep. I mean, obviously, PDAs obviously at a certain time. So, yeah.
I decided to do it early.
Yeah.
I definitely appreciate that.
I take it you guys are you talking the Sean Porter and Crawford fight?
Well, yeah, we started with the Plant and Canelo, but then we reared off to. But if you want to talk about Porter and Spence and his upcoming fight with Crawford, you could do that.
Yeah, I mean, no, you tell me. You're the host. Would you rather?
Well, we were on the subject of Porter, how Porter basically takes all these fights. People were saying, someone was saying that, Porter basically doesn't deserve this fight. But your thoughts?
Well, I'm not being funny. He might be like Amir Khan, where he has a good agent. I mean, Amir Khan used to get all these decent fights, and he was getting sparked left, right, center. I mean, Porter, he comes across as a very presentable person. Obviously, aside from the boxing ability, good commentator, and and his fights are exciting. If they were boring fights, then potentially, he might not get the fights. But even when he loses, he's got the heart. I mean, I can't. If I'm wrong, you can correct me. He might be knocked down maybe once in his life. He's never been knocked out. I mean, he gives it.
Quite 2 times or 3 times, but they were like, one was a flash knockdown. The other one was Spence. Basically, it was a technical knockdown where his glove hit the floor. Yeah. So he hasn't been like fucking, almost knocked out or anything like that, But go ahead.
No, I wouldn't say that. You're right.
And for me, I mean, listen, I'll be honest, I hope he beats Crawford. I think, he deserves it. Personally, as a person, human being. Obviously, the odds are against him. I can't knock Crawford. I can't knock him. He's a good boxer. He was, undisputed 140, and obviously his career has stalled under Aaron's 147. So, for me, I think Porter's, I don't know, his last sort of big shot, but towards the end, one of the few last big shots. So, I don't know. It is against him though, bro. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Well, one of the reasons why I would bet I am a Bud Crawford fan, so I'm not gonna lie about that. But one of the reasons why I'd rather him win than Porter is because Porter's already said between Boots and Ortiz, he didn't want to fight those guys. So he wins a belt and he automatically doesn't want to fight the 2 biggest guys coming up. He's already said that. Bud has not ever said he doesn't want to fight anybody. I would believe that he would fight Virgil Ortiz in his next fight after this because that's his number 1 contender. If someone shows me to the contrary that that's the character Bud has, then if I see it, then I'll obviously acknowledge it. But I've never seen him not want to fight anyone.
I reckon that if he beats Crawford, and this, I might be wrong, obviously, but my belief, he wants another shot at Spence because Spence is not going to give him nothing now.
Yeah, he probably could be. I think Spence might be. Well, we'll see. We'll find out. I think Spence might be damaged goods, man. That's my opinion, man.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's not going to. Obviously, he lost the belt to Spence. Spence is not going to give him another shot. off the way it's going. But if he gets the belt from Crawford,
I personally thought Spence was damaged goods after the Porter fight.
Well, look, you can. I got to be honest. I knew Porter was going to give him a good fight. Maybe I have a different opinion of Sean Porter. You know, you get what I'm saying? Like when people were telling when that fight was getting made, two things, right? Two things that came out to me. Number one, I knew it was going to be a good fight. I already knew that. Number two, I found myself arguing with a lot of people that thought Porter was gonna, Spence was just gonna knock him out. I'm like, really? You think he's gonna knock him out? That would be impressive if he does, right? And it's the same thing that I have going into this fight. If Crawford can knock out Sean Porter, I would be impressed. Although, if there's anybody that has the style that can knock out Sean Porter, would be Terrence Crawford. But I still will be impressed if that happens. So I don't really rate Spence badly from that fight because I already knew going in. Just my personal opinion. I already knew going in that was going to be a tough fight for him. But I could see where other people who might have had a little bit more higher, maybe they don't think highly of Porter, or they have more of a higher view than Spence, where they could be disappointed. I could definitely see your point, Chief. Like that fight was super
But
close.
I think people need to look at it in perspective, though. I think they need to look at it in perspective. Sean had just come off a close win / possible robbery, depending on who you talk to, not my opinion, against Ugas. He was approaching the age of 30 if he wasn't already there. And so it looked like he was starting to slide or have trouble making weight. So therefore, people thought, okay, this is perfect because the golden boy coming up that's shipping out everybody is Errol Spence. This fight should be a whitewash. Now, I wasn't talking with you then. I wasn't on BDA yet. So no one, you guys didn't get to hear my opinion back then. But my opinion amongst fans that I talked to was if Sean Porter can turn back the clock, because that's where we were in history at that time, he needed to turn back the clock based off the Ugas fight, then it's going to be a tough fight, and Spence better put his big boy pants on because he's going to have to fight. And as it turned out, I think recognizing you had the same score of 8 rounds to 4 with a knockdown, making 115-112 for Porter. That's the way we scored it.
Night of the fight, I had it 7-5. Porter 114-113. I watched that fight again, and I said, man, maybe Spence pulled it out because there was some swing rounds. But I'm talking about watching the fight as I'm watching it, and I consider myself a pretty good, pretty good at judging the fight as it's happening. I had it 114-113 Porter, and there were some judges that agree with me. They might have had it a little wider. One judge at least had Porter winning the fight. So either way, the decision was fine with me because it was that kind of fight. I didn't have a problem with the decision. The fight itself was great. It was
a great fight.
It was a great
fight. And the house fighter was going to win unless the underdog, being Porter, really, 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 and that knockdown, you and I both know that sometimes there's a nod, wink, wink. Okay, so he went down. Let's go ahead and, one guy stuck to the cards and judged what he saw, and the other ones may have just said, okay, well, the house fighter's supposed to win anyway. He went down. That's going to solidify it. So we don't have to justify ourselves. I mean, off the conspiracy side that you and I talk about offline. Having said that, every time Spence tried to put Porter against the ropes, Porter would slide off and put Spence back against the ropes with his punches. He wouldn't take him and spin around the hip. Right hands and left hooks and body shots were making Spence, driving Spence into the ropes. That's effective aggressiveness. That's clean punching. And that's ring generalship. That's 3 out of the 4 criteria. That's why I thought he won most of those rounds.
Yeah, I can't argue with you. Me personally, the night of the fight, I gave it to Sean Porter by 1 point because you got to count the legit. I guess you want to count the legit knockdown, right? It was.
Right. It was a legit knockdown. It looked like it wasn't, but once they showed the replay, you saw that right hand come across. It wasn't a hook. It was more of a right cross thrown from a southpaw stance. And Sean never saw it. It grazed his chin. And it buzzed him. It buzzed him.
Yep. Conchero, what do you think about Plant and Canelo?
Listen, bro. I mean, I'm a Canelo fan. Yes, we know about the tainted beef. Let's just move on for that.
Yeah.
But he's had 4 fights this year. Recognize. Yeah, Yildirim wasn't great, but he beat undefeated Billy Joel, beat Callum Smith. I mean, obviously you've seen in BDA channel people saying, "Oh, you got people coming, oh, even Canelo just beat Europeans," and you think these guys had the belts and they were undefeated for X amount of fights. It's not like Caleb Plant's opponents 128, 256, and this sort of crap. I think Canelo's going to smoke him like a blunt. Simple as that.
That was beautiful.
I mean, Caleb's nickname might be Sweet Hands, but on the night he's going to be Sweet Pants for Canelo, and he's just going to destroy him, I think.
Hey,
and hopefully,
hey guys,
Caleb
real quick.
Go
Sorry.
ahead,
Who did Callum Smith fight before Canelo?
I think he might have fought. Was it Ryder?
Ryder, that's who it was.
No. Damn, who did he fight? That's a good question.
Groves, it was either Groves or Ryder. It was Ryder, I remember. So Callum Smith looked like trash in that fight. I thought he lost that fight. So
against Ryder, yes, I agree. He did lose that fight to Ryder. I agree with you on that.
So I'm not gonna put a lot of bank into that Canelo victory over Callum Smith. That wasn't impressive to me. The last time Canelo had an impressive victory was against Triple G, and some people thought he lost that fight. So
he could have.
I think Caleb Plant is a better challenge than Callum Smith, in my opinion. So we'll see.
I agree with the challenge. I don't necessarily agree that anyone thinks that he has a chance to really. If he can pot shot and keep him at bay and stuff like that, but can you really do that to Canelo for 12 rounds? Can anyone do that to Canelo at 168 for 12 rounds? That's my biggest question.
No.
Many have tried. Many have tried, but everyone has failed so far.
Big love.
All right. Yeah, it was good. It was good recognizing. Look, man. Wait, hold on. Wait. I want to say this. So, my prediction for the fight's Plant, unanimous decision, and I'll tell you why.
Whoa.
So Caleb Plant, he's 6'1". He's around the same height as Kovalev, right? Now, so already Caleb Plant is already one of Canelo's biggest opponents. Now, off of athleticism, he's already one of the most athletic guys Canelo has faced. I mean, you can throw in Lara and maybe Amir Khan and Mayweather in there, right? But Caleb Plant is 6'1", and he's just as athletic. Maybe not as athletic as Lara, but he's not far. Then you got the hand speed. Caleb Plant is also one of the fastest guys Canelo has faced. And in my opinion, I think Canelo has gotten slower. Canelo's slower now at 168. Yeah. He's a bigger guy. Now, look at the Kovalev fight. Now, obviously, that fight was at 175, but I think Canelo weighed about the same, right? As he does at 168 and 175. He
pretty
weighs about
much,
the same, right? So,
much.
So,
at fight night, he's about the same,
Fight with Kovalev. Yeah. And then that fight with Kovalev, he was lunging in with hooks. He was jumping in with hooks, and he was missing pretty badly until late where Kovalev was tired. I mean, Kovalev's old. He's 37, and Kovalev's feet aren't as fast as Caleb Plant's feet, right? And I feel like Caleb Plant can jab and move better than Kovalev. Kovalev's obviously the better boxer, right? But I think Caleb can box and move better than Kovalev, especially going clockwise, right? And also, this nonsense about the Jose Utascasi fight, whatever, right? Because Jose was getting Caleb Plant in some areas late in the fight, but that's Jose. He's 6'3". He has long ass arms. Canelo's 5'8".
Well, Rocky Ford tried the same thing.
Look, there's one thing people. Yeah. Okay. So these are good points, but here's something else people need to weigh in. The magnitude of this fight. Caleb Plant's never seen anything like this before. Canelo's been seeing it since the Mayweather fight. And
that's true.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm not implying that Caleb Plant's not mentally tough enough to handle this. But everyone back in the 90s, everyone would have thought that a 6'7", 250 barrel chested, big athletic black man in Lewis, and he was beaten before he got in the ring. He was about to cry before he got in that ring because that pressure was too much. Zab,
but look,
you're talking about Michael Grant,
was looking
right?
like he was going to blow. One second, blow through
yeah.
people. Yeah, Michael Grant against Lennox Lewis, and then I'm talking about Zab Judah looked like he was going to take the division over. But if you go back and watch that fight against Kostya Tszyu, from the nose down, he looked like steel. From the eyes up, he looked like a deer in headlights, and it got to him, and he lost. So can Caleb Plant rise to this occasion where other guys have not? That's my biggest question.
Okay, that's a fair question. Rare Breed wanted to say something.
He could.
Real quick. Rare Breed wanted to say something. Go ahead, Rare.
I did.
Oh,
no, not really.
Okay, my bad. Wait, I want to introduce BDA. Salute BDA and Slugger Sam.
Hello, my friend BDA. How are you doing?
Good. Hope everybody's doing well, man. Let me tell you something. How you doing, Virtuoso?
Wait a second. I just realized BDA. No, I just realized.
Calm down, please.
Rick, I just realized what BDA stands for. Boxing Debate Arena. I feel like a loser now.
You just learned that. Don't worry about it.
You could have felt like you were a loser either way, man.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. No, but listen, I mean, this whole thing about Caleb Plant, recognize, and panel, I'll tell you right now, man, I can see Caleb Plant winning, but I'm never going to give him full credit because on paper, at least, I don't see Caleb Plant outschooling Canelo Alvarez legit. I think that if he beats him, it's going to be because Canelo's got an injury or something. I can't see Caleb Plant schooling him. Now, I can see him winning the first 5 rounds because Canelo's not a big, quick starter. He's a slow starter. And he's not, like I keep saying, he's not the most voluminous puncher in the ring. He gets away with it with throwing about 30 shots per round. Now, not even that. I think he averages about 330 punches per fight. All right? So that means he's probably throwing 25, 29 punches. He gets away with it so far. If Caleb Plant can keep him moving, unable to set his feet, and just with those wild swings of his, and the judges are so inclined, I think if the first 5 rounds are close, Caleb Plant could get the edge. It'll be sort of like a Lomachenko-Lopez scenario where one guy's not doing anything, the other guy's just doing just enough, and the judges say, you know what, let's give the rounds to this fella. And with those 5 rounds in the bag, all he has to do is win 2 more, and boom, he's got a decision.
Yeah, that's a good
Didn't
point.
Amir Khan try the same thing as well?
Yeah, but I mean, he doesn't even have a glass chin. He's got a fucking paper mache chin. It's amazing, man.
The problem is though, BDA, is like Caleb Plant playing the long game. There is a concern that he might lose shape, and he could drop his hands because Canelo is prone to landing on the body. He's also a body snatcher. He's got to look out for that. Because he's gonna start off doing like the high guard stuff and doing the Mayweather shoulder roll, which I don't think he has the dexterity or the reflexes for that. So I think I see him get prone to getting hit, So I don't see that happening,
Yeah, you're right, man. I mean, look, it's a long shot for Caleb Plant, but stranger things have happened in boxing, man. That's why we watch the boxing, because we don't have crystal balls. We can't. I mean, I have iron balls, but I can't predict for sure the fight. I just can't. Nobody can, really. But yeah, I understand. Like, listen, Kovalev made Canelo look like a midget in there, and according to BoxRec, Caleb Plant has an inch more than Kovalev. So once we see both guys in the ring, I think people are going to be surprised. Go, holy shit, he's that tall, and you just never know, man. With that type of height and dexterity, he could make it interesting.
What do you say, Slugger Sam?
I'll tell you what I say. Look, fellas, I don't mean to come in here and disrupt the panel. I just need 2 minutes, and I'll let you guys get back to what you say.
You're on a timer. Go ahead.
All right, but look, guys, I just woke up recently, and I had the world's most bizarre dream that I've ever fucking had. No, just hear me out. It was about Tank Davis and Teofimo Lopez. It was weird. They came face to face, and then Teo started biting Tank in the face, and he's biting his skin off. And then it got weird, and then he started biting his fucking chin. I can't make this shit up, fellas. It's the weirdest dream ever. I don't even know where that dream came from.
But, watching Silence of the Lambs last night.
But listen, hold on. No, I wasn't watching Silence of the Lambs. That was a long time ago, fellas. But from seeing that, I feel like Teofimo would beat the shit out of Tank if you ever seen him. That was weird. That was a weird, bizarre dream I had. I'm sorry.
Weird dream. BDA, you're getting called out by Canelo.
Well, that's what happens when you don't give him all the credit in the world, man. BDA, well, hold on, put it back on. Put it back on. BDA boxing. You are not on my level, my friend. And actually, that sounded fucking. I'm Mexican, and that didn't even sound like a Mexican accent. That sounded like Indian or
I'm
something.
German. I
But
told
look,
you.
yeah, I know, man. Hey, Slugger Sam, man, I think you gotta stop taking nicotine gum before going to bed, man. It's making you have crazy dreams.
Yeah,
No, it's not the nicotine gum I take, my friend. It's those nice cigarillo cigars. You know what I mean? Real fine cigars. You know what I mean? Nothing but the best. I don't smoke that garbage cigarette bullshit. You know what I mean? That's for those New Yorkers. New Yorkers, all they know, listen. All a New Yorker knows is what do you call it? Not Mentos. What are those bullshit cigarettes they smoke?
Newports.
Those Newports bullshit cigarettes up in New York. You know. I don't mess with those shits. I mess with the real cigars.
Well, I
the
smoke cigars
finest.
too, man. I smoke cigars too.
Which
I
kind?
had a cigar once. That shit sucks, man. That shit stinks.
Cubans, I like the Dominican cigars that they have, especially like when I used to go through Washington Heights. They got some nice ones.
What the ones from Nicaragua? From
that
where?
Too. Yep, I got a few of those right now.
Yeah. Actually, I had, it's been a while since I smoked one of the Nicaragua ones. I gotta get on those.
Yeah, man. So your dreams are crazy. I'll say that.
Actually, I wanted to point something out. That El Natural Ginger Genetics bullshit guy, the Canelo wannabe. I know he's a fraud because he said friend instead of friend. The way Canelo says it is he's like Canelo, where are you, my friend? Remember when no, not Canelo, Triple G, Golovkin, where are you, my friend?
So you're saying he forgets the he leaves out the I, right? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying he's supposed to take out the D in friend.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. What do you say to that, panel?
If you get your D in your male friend, you just.
LT is on fire in the chat. Salute LT. But yeah, man, listen, I personally think that there's a chance for a good fight early. That's my not prediction.
Wait. What the hell's that sound? Is somebody getting abducted by an alien or something? What the hell is that?
Yeah, there's a spaceship in the background, man. What the fuck is that?
Anything can happen when it comes to
what the fuck is going on here?
Streams, man.
What's happening to your show?
Take control, man. What the fuck?
Do you think? Do you guys?
What's that?
Do you guys think that Plant's gonna come out quick, sort of thing, like others have tried? Do you think he's gonna try to conserve himself?
Not quick, but like maybe take advantage of like what BDA was saying, how Canelo could be a slow starter.
I mean, Canelo's trainer. I'll be surprised if they say let it go for 5 rounds like Lomachenko. Maybe 1-2 rounds max. After that, you got to stop stepping on the gas. I would have thought if I was Canelo anyway.
I think he needs to come out assertive, not necessarily fast. He can pace himself, but everything he does has to be deliberate, on purpose, and on point.
Yep.
Has Plant ever been knocked down?
Knocked down?
Not
Good
that
question.
I know of,
all the fights that I've seen that whether I saw it on the night or like available on YouTube or whatever, no, I've never seen him get knocked down.
I'll tell you what, man. I think the guy can crack a little bit more than people give him credit for, but he's okay because people have been saying the people that have been picking him so far, as far as I know, are saying, well, you can't judge him just based on his bad performances, right? And they're saying the same thing we said when we picked Usyk to beat Joshua, which is you can't just base the whole outcome of the Joshua Usyk fight based on Usyk Chisora, which is the fight in which he looked subpar. And I agree with that. But I mean, we had already plenty of fights where Usyk looked fantastic, especially in the WSB against tall guys like Joshua. So we had a little more data on Usyk to make a determination. With Caleb Plant, who do we got, man? We got Porca Medina, we've got Uzcategui, and then Truex. Those are 3 fights, man. And I gotta tell you, other than even in the Uskategui fight early on, okay, he was looking very good, flashy, dropping the dude. But by the 6, 7, 8 round, he was clinching. His face was fucked up. I gotta tell you, man, those people that are picking Canelo with the utmost of confidence, I'm more on their side, man, because I have not seen Caleb Plant really wow anybody against the limited opposition he's fought so far.
Well, I'm not being disrespectful. How can just look at the last 5-10 opponents between both the ratings, the rankings, the all that. How can anybody even think anything else?
Yeah, good point, man. I mean, look, that's where I come at it when I look at this fight. But at the same time, I do say, you know, as the fight's getting closer, Caleb Plant's wins against Usategui, I want to say, even to a lesser extent, Caleb Truax, and then I believe he beat Porky Medina, right? Yeah, I think he did. I think he beat Medina.
Yeah, he beat.
He did beat him. Yeah, I remember. Okay, those are not terrible wins. They're not terrible. Like, oh, you know, just disregard them. Especially the Usategui fight. Look, Usategui destroyed mentally Andre Durrell. Now, some people would say that's not that much. It's not that hard to do that. I get it. You know, I get it. But still, like you got to be a fighter that's in it to win, to expose, you know, somebody like Andre Durrell. That's my opinion. So Caleb Plant beats Usategui, you know, which tells me he's better than Usategui. He's better than Durrell, at least when it comes to having a game plan to win a fight. And so therefore, you know, I think this fight does have a chance to be interesting. I'm not picking him to win. I'm not picking Caleb Plant to win the fight. I might take a gamble bet, you know, nothing that's gonna, you know, I'm not gonna lose my house over it. But other than that, you know, I can't, like BDA said, I can't really go on good faith and say, you know, I really think that Caleb Plant can win this fight.
Look, let me bring this up real quick because people say that he gassed up versus Jose, which is true, he did, but you have to remember he was inactive for over a year because he was coming off an injury. That's why he was a bit rusty, and that's why his condition wasn't that good in that fight versus Jose. Now, I know Caleb Truax isn't the type of fighter Jose is, but Plant did last the whole 12 rounds versus Truax at the same pace, at the same pace, and it was a high volume pace where he was throwing out of jabs, and he won every round that fight versus Truax. And listen, I know Truax was a bit older that fight; he was 37 in January, but Jacobs didn't look as good versus Truax like Caleb did. You know, now I do know Jacobs didn't stop Truax late in round 11, but off of pure boxing skill, you know, Caleb looked way better than DJ did versus Truax, way better. So Caleb, like, he obviously has skill, you know, and plus he's a taller guy, the longer reach, he has faster feet. Caleb has his fight in control already, just based off the fact he's the longer guy and he has faster feet and he has a good left hand. He he just can't fuck it up. You know, he just can't fuck it up. This is my opinion.
Okay.
I mean, you look at the opponents Canelo's fought, whether it's Kirkland, Jacobs, Triple G, and, you know, the last few fights, you know, Billy Joe, whatever. And can you really say that Plant is so much better than any of those last X amount of fighters?
Not at this moment, no.
And if I may say something about that, yeah, in regards to the Truax Daniel Jacobs fight, that was a younger Truax too. It wasn't a 38-year-old Truax, so we have to take that into effect as well. But that being said, I wanted to ask you first, because people are saying, well, they're making it seem as if all Canelo has to do is show up and he's going to run through Caleb Plant. But I'm thinking, in the Billy Joe Saunders fight, he had to be on point to do what he did. It's not like he just showed up at a 50%, let me play around and then get him out of there. What's going on? So I'm curious, what did you guys think of that fight? Did you think Canelo had to labor a little bit in there? Do you think it was relatively easy, or what was your impression of that fight?
I think he had to be patient in that fight. I think he was exercising his patience. I mean, again, it's all about conditioning, you know. It's only a matter of time when you lose shape, that lose form, that that your opponent gets to take advantage of that opportunity. That's what I see in Caleb Plant. Now I heard you know the previous guy talk about Caleb Truax, but I just wanted to know, what was Caleb Truax's best win? It was James DeGale, right?
He beat James DeGale. Yes, he did beat him.
Yes.
Yep.
And I can't think of not much else. So I don't gauge.
DeGale might have been a bit of a hype job, right? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But DeGale did have a decent win over what's his name? Andre Durrell, right? Oh, Anthony
Yeah.
Durrell. Excuse me, Anthony.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, let me chime in real quick. I'm hearing the disrespect for Caleb Plant, and I gotta say this, all right? My girlfriend's husband is a big Caleb Plant fan, and I am offended right now. I am offended.
Oh no, man.
All right, I'm offended.
Oh
What's up,
wow.
Gerson? What's up, Jerson? What's going on, my brother?
Boom.
Your volume is non-existent. I can hear you like a mousy. You gotta raise your volume, I think. You sound like MMA champ right now. Yo, what's going on?
Oh, come on, man.
How's everything? I got my boy Canelo to beat Caleb Plant. Good. Anyway, Gerson,
Well,
just fix your mic, man. Once you're good, you speak, man.
I know people saying Canelo's playing. I don't think Canelo's just going out golfing and just, I think he's definitely training for this, because the last thing you want to do, because I'm not being disrespectful, this is the final hurdle for the 168, and I'm not being disrespectful. I don't think it's the biggest hurdle for the 168. He's beaten the biggest hurdle, so for him to fall flat at the final hurdle, that's not even the biggest. It'll be a slap in his face. So I think he's going to be training extra hard, just that nobody says anything to him and derails his plans to do whatever he wants to do next. So I think he's training hard for this thing.
He looks in great shape right now. He looks in really good shape.
Wait, who?
Canelo. Caleb Plant.
But I think Canelo.
Canelo. Yeah, Canelo is in. Yeah, he's always in great shape, but he might be even in
his best shape.
extra
I saw
form.
the pictures. Yeah, but the thing is, like, when we're talking about this fight, like, Caleb has some stuff that will give issues, but not for long. Like, for example, what's foot speed without footwork? You know what I mean? Like, he needs to do something big, or surprise Canelo big time if he's gonna win. I just don't see it likely, in my personal opinion. I wouldn't mind if he wins, but I don't think he's gonna win.
In some of the clips that BDA was showing yesterday on the show, he showed when Caleb Plant, I forgot who he was fighting. He might have been Truax. So when he was circling Truax lead foot, he was kind of bending. He was like kind of bending down in a pretty safe distance, where I could see him if he was to make the mistake of doing that to Canelo, but he did it a little closer, where Canelo could hit him with a big uppercut. And let's say if he was a little further, the way he was against Truax, where Truax could just shoot, Canelo could shoot that overhand right over his guard, right over his jab, his flickering jab, and catching Caleb Plant and kind of discouraging him from doing that. I can see that happening.
Well, he better not duck, because otherwise what happened to Billy Joe Saunders is going to happen to Caleb Plant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yep.
Got to get out of that habit.
Listen, Billy Joe Saunders looked good for 2 rounds, and then slowly Canelo, like Venom or Carnage, started to slowly take over, and boom, you know what I mean?
But I never thought Canelo was out of control of that fight. Like, okay, I'm not saying that Billy Joe didn't win any rounds. I'm not saying that. But even the rounds that I thought that he might have won, I never felt like Canelo was losing the plot.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
It's like he was trying to just see preemptive what's going on, give you a little bit of time to put the rope around your own neck before he starts yanking it.
Yep. I haven't seen somebody make him fight back since Triple G.
Well, you know what, man?
Exactly.
It's gonna take somebody that's got absolutely extraordinary something, whether it's boxing skills, hand speed, or power. I would actually go more with power, man, because
That,
hand speed, he's got very good defense where he can actually offset the other guy's offense. It's gonna have to be power because, like you said, against Golovkin, he said, "Okay, I'm gonna stand my ground. I'm gonna use my strength against Golovkin's strength." And those two guys, the reason why a lot of people say, "Well, the Canelo's last few fights have been fixed or whatever." First of all, the guys he's fighting, I think we can all agree, are nowhere near the level of Golovkin. So it's understandable that Canelo is just going to walk through the guy or these
Yeah.
well, that,
guys. Golovkin, and the Golovkin fights were close because Golovkin is a fucking monster himself. Those two guys were the best middleweights in the past, 8 years.
but
So
BDA,
far,
but
yeah.
BDA, that's why he has to go to the 175 and see what happens then.
Was that?
When he goes to, if he beats Plant and he starts going for the 175, that's when your thing about power and all that will come into it.
I think David Benavidez, man. I think that if Benavidez is on point, and so far it seems like he is, he hasn't labored in any of his performances. Although, of course, the opposition has been limited. But he's got, man. I've been watching some of his fights. I rewatched the Angulo fight. They finally posted it on the PBC channel on YouTube. Gilberto Ramirez struggled with Angulo. He got stunned a couple of times, and he was never comfortable going into the pocket against Angulo the same way he does with other opponents. Then I looked at the Benavidez fight. I think Benavidez was overweight, so I don't know if that played a part in it. But man, he spanked Angulo, man, and he stands in front of you, snaps you with those fucking body shots and power shots, and then just as soon as you think he's in range and you can catch him, he just leans back unorthodoxly, and then whoop, snaps back and starts hitting you again. It must be a nightmare to fight this guy, and I think him and Canelo would make a sensational fight, man. I think that's a fight where Canelo would really have to, again, like in the Golovkin fights, he would have to try to step it up to another level just to beat the guy.
But that's if he's going in there to win. If he's going in there to win, we might get a street fight. But if not,
Oh, you talking about Plant?
No, I'm talking about Benavidez.
No, Benavidez is going to come there to win.
Yeah,
sure.
I know Plant is going in there to win, but is he going to win? I don't think so.
Let me ask BDA one thing. Would you put Canelo better than Chavez Jr. in terms of a Mexican champion? And if not, what would Canelo have to do in your eyes? What, for example, win undisputed at 175 as well, or what?
Well, first of all, yeah, because this whole thing about him being undisputed at first, I don't give too much credence to the belts. So if he beats somebody and takes the belts, I have to ask, who did he beat?
Mm-hmm.
It's in so far, okay, Callum Smith was a good fighter, but if the John Ryder fight never would have happened, it would have looked better. Billy Joe Saunders, he did more at middleweight than super middleweight. I don't know, his whole campaign so far, 168, has been very Terence Crawfordish at 140 pounds. You know what I mean? It's good.
That's
Don't
what
get
I've
me
been
wrong.
saying. Like, yeah, he's getting belts, but the fights aren't really that. They don't pose a challenge. Like, for example, when I was arguing with a certain someone, I'm not going to mention their name out of respect, and I don't like to gossip, but like I said, that Derevyanchenko was a more competitive fight because he had more problems to give. Like, for example, foot speed with footwork, because you can have foot speed, but it doesn't matter if you don't have footwork. Hand speed, cardio, and a chin. All these other guys, like, they're just slow, dehydrated. Some of them are not even going in there to win. You know what I mean?
But is that Canelo's fault? Because he's fighting everybody in front of him.
But he's fighting at the weakest weight class out of the three that he can be in.
If he beats Benavidez, depending on how he beats Caleb Plant, and if he beats Benavidez, then I might say, yeah, okay, he's got a point, or he's got an argument for being the best Mexican of all time. But so far, right now,
if he wins 168, could he go back down to 160 to beat Andre and Jamal Charlo and Triple G?
No, he ain't making 160 anytime. I don't think. I don't know.
No, he would have to for Canelo to go back to 160 or make it pretty comfortable. He would have to stop doing whatever it is he's doing, and I don't think that's going to work for him.
It will mess up his body.
Yeah, to mess up his body.
So he has to go up now. He can't go down no more. Okay.
Oh, at least stay right there where he's at, right? Like, at least stay 168. If he's going to fight at 175, he's basically the same size. At least the one fight that he had, to me, he looks the same size as he is at 168 come fight night. What's up, 150?
Yo, salute to the panel in the chat. What we talking about today, bro?
We're talking Canelo, Plant. You know, Canelo tells Plant, "You're not on my level, son. You're not on my level. You go
Hey,
down
what's
in eight rounds.
yeah? I was just about to say that. What's y'all prediction for the fight?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna be going. I'm going for. I'm picking. Excuse me. I'm picking Canelo to stop him in 8 rounds. But
Yeah,
you know, I'll be
I got
rooting
the
for
9th to
Plant.
10th TKO.
Okay.
It's gonna be a body shot. If not, a left hook.
Watch it be a cut stoppage. That'd be hilarious.
Well, he's already got that little scar still there. I was noticing that he still has that scar in his face.
Well, from the slap.
From the slap, yeah. I mean, it's under the eye, so it's it's not a terrible.
Yeah, but
It's
if
not a
they rip
terrible
open
position.
like badly, then we could have
That
a
shit gonna
problem.
get opened up later in the round. Later in the rounds for sure. I think. Hey, Plant. He got his skin ain't even like he got like Linares type skin. You know, he cuts easy. So in the Usyk fight, he was cutting up pretty easy in that fight.
Did you guys see when you know what's the name? Paulie Malignaggi always insults Canelo about the beef and all that shit. Did you see the little chat they had for the very first time? I think it was yesterday or today, where
No, I
Paulie
didn't see it.
Malignaggi interviews him in Spanish.
Yeah,
I
is he
ain't watch
working
it,
for
but I
somebody
seen the
now?
thumbnail though.
Is
What happened?
Malignaggi working for somebody now, or was he doing it on his own?
No, but he had a microphone. I don't know if he was his own thing or a company, but he was speaking to Canelo in Spanish fluently.
Oh yeah. Paulie Malignaggi speaks. I've heard him speak Spanish before. Yep.
Bro, he don't even look the same no more. He got a beard now and shit.
Longer hair, it's kind of
Longer
funny.
hair, yeah. He don't even look like Paulie no more. He's like a whole
It's
different
probably
guy.
a hair transplant.
Yeah,
Oh, come on,
He
man.
kind of like had to kiss his ass.
But you know,
After all those
you
years
have to
talking
know how
shit
to
about him.
speak.
Nah, he ain't Floyd, bro.
You have to know how to speak Spanish. If you're going into those Dominican-owned bodegas in Brooklyn, man, you gotta know how to speak Spanish.
Exactly,
Otherwise, they're gonna try to fleece you. When you try to buy, you can't buy single cigarettes in those bodegas unless you speak Spanish, man.
No,
Otherwise,
you
they think you're
cannot.
a dumb person.
We tell you something, the craziest bodegas are the Dominican ones. You got to know Spanish, bro. They be talking some shit, boy. especially the chicks that work there. Oye, María, ese tipo ahí, mira ese tigre que yo estaba hablando. I'm like, what? What you saying about me, shorty?
Oh, you've got them not knowing that you speak Spanish.
No, like, sometimes, like, New York's cold. I wear a hat. I wear a hoodie. I look like a thug, basically. So
yeah, that's true, man. I mean, yeah. Listen, Malignaggi has never been shy of speaking his mind, but it is interesting. He was showing Canelo respect. Again, like Kenshiro said, he had a microphone with him, so I don't know if he's working for somebody. Or maybe
I wonder if he's working for Showtime.
Nah, he's working for a boxer. I think the UK outlet, Sky Sport outlet.
Oh, he's working
I
for
don't
us.
know.
Okay.
Yeah.
For us. He's working for Sky Sport? What the fuck? You want to tell us something we don't know about?
Well, no, you know that. Oh, well, you probably seen the guy talk in England. Ade, his name is. He's another YouTuber as well, but he works for Sky Sports as well. From a few months ago. So I wonder if when I'm on his channel, I'll ask him about Paulie Malignaggi.
Yeah, that's don't you do that? So we got to get to the bottom of who's working on the cover. We gotta
Yeah.
weed them out.
I tried to get Ade on your channel as well, man, and he said he would come, but
Who? Who?
Ade, he's a British guy. He's a black guy.
Ade.
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 He works for Sky Sports, but he does boxing. YouTube. His channel and your channel, and recognizes I watch, and he's quite good. I try to get him on your channel. He said he would like to go there one day to talk.
I'll check him out, man. I'll check him out, see what he's all about. In regards to the Caleb Plant thing, it's do you guys think that if the rounds are close or Canelo's not doing that much or landing that much, do you think the judges are inclined to go, oh, the underdog's not doing as bad as we thought, and that sways them? Or
I've been 50-50 on that, and I'll tell
that
you
could.
why. I'll tell you this much. Maybe because of the PBC, they like to make money and stuff like that. They're very greedy. If it's a competitive fight, I'm not saying they are the robber. If there is a controversial win, it will be obviously towards Canelo. But I wouldn't be surprised if they give it a Plant so they can milk Canelo being in the PBC for that 2-fight deal.
Yeah, that makes sense, man. I don't know how they're getting the money to pay for Canelo. No, it's true. I mean, Jimmy's always talking about how they're on
That's a
death's
fact.
door, and now all of a sudden they got
They
money to pay.
wasted most of their budget on just paying Canelo. Believe it or not.
How much is Canelo getting paid for this fight?
40 million.
Holy
That's
shit.
that's his highest guarantee.
40
I
mil.
think that's his highest guaranteed money. That's his highest.
Because he was getting paid, I think, 33 million by Golden Boy, wasn't he?
Yeah, something like that. 30 million, somewhere around there.
Yeah, for 11 fights.
I think that's why he took this fight. But let me ask you guys a question. What if, what if Caleb Plant like fucking goes the distance with this guy and wins some rounds? I think that would be like his way of exposing Canelo, right? Because pretty much everybody thinks he's gonna lose by knockout. What if he goes in there and kind of like makes Canelo look bad? Even if he loses, let's say he loses, even by late round stoppage, what if he goes in there and he makes Canelo look bad in moments of the fight?
Everybody gonna be talking shit, saying Canelo and all that. I can see that.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, I mean, no matter what, even when he wins, he can't get any credit. So now imagine if he loses a couple of rounds, it's going to be pandemonium. In essence, it's because, look, Caleb Plant has looked fragile in there. Now, could he step? I'm looking at the pictures of him that he's been posting in the build-up to this fight. He looks more beefed up. So if this fight could be on the level, and when I say on the level, it means both guys are on the sauce, if you know what I mean, on that mustard juice. And that would be good for me, man. Yeah, those special vitamins. That's what we want, man. We want both guys to be juiced. If one's gonna be juiced, then they should all be juiced.
Exactly.
Make it competitive.
That's right. If one guy's gonna come in at his best and taking all the spinach he needs, I think the other guy should do at least the same. And that way we get an even fight.
How big is Canelo?
He's like
So
5'9".
Canelo's big, man. He looks really big. You mean? Are you asking how tall he is?
No. Well, now I was asking because somebody mentioned he's getting paid 40 mil. I guess Kovalev. I don't know. It was a big lackluster, the event, I felt, and especially because they were going up against the UFC and they didn't have remember how they delayed that fight until 12 a.m.
Oh yeah, they're going against the UFC again, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. So, I mean, Canelo's huge in Mexico, and he's big with Mexican Americans here in the United States. But I mean, he's not that big star. I don't know if he's that big a star where he can compete with the UFC.
Wait, is both fights happening in the West Coast?
Was that?
Are both fights happening in the West Coast? Or is one fighting in the East Coast for the time difference?
Anyone know about that?
Well, no, I know. The only thing I know is that obviously for sure, Plant and Canelo is West Coast.
And by the way, yeah, Precise saying you can tell BDA is afraid for Canelo. Now, don't worry about it, Precise. The cartels have talked to Caleb Plant. They're dehydrating him. Caleb Plant's not going to show up to fight. I mean, there's a whole bunch of excuses. You can take your pick, man. Don't worry about it.
Do you think if Canelo destroys Plant within a couple of rounds, that's even setting out his precedence even more?
No, because I think a lot of people are. You see, when you got the odds in favor of Canelo winning the fight, so it's basically expected. So he's, like he opened up a 10-1 favorite, and I think he's like still. I think Mark said 12-1. I don't know.
Oh, shit.
On mine is a little different. On the betting sites that I'm on, they're different, but maybe where he's at, it's 12-1. So basically, even if it's 7-1, from what I'm seeing. That still makes him a huge favorite, bro. But put it this way: to win 100, you have to bet 1,000 for Canelo to win 100 for Canelo win. For Canelo win, you have to bet 1,000 to win 100. So
it's 1 to 10.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
I think William Hill in England, that's not the biggest betting one there is. I think there's 7-1 in England.
7-1 in England. Okay. Yeah, man.
I was gonna say, man, BDA's got really good memory because I remember that Canelo and Kovalev fight, and yeah, it did get extended because of the Masvidal and Nate Diaz fight. And I actually remember I was just getting off work, and I was gonna let one of my coworkers watch it with me because it was right at midnight, and we just kept waiting and waiting and waiting, and then I told him, I'm like, man, I don't know when the fuck this fight's gonna happen. I'm just gonna dip out of here. So I left, but yeah, I like that fight, man. That's crazy, BDA. You got some good memory, man.
Well, it's not that. Thank you, but it's not that impressive. But I will say this, man. Caleb Plant is nobody knows outside of boxing fans. Nobody knows who he is. So I'm thinking here, how are they gonna make up? How is the PBC gonna recoup the money that they're paying both guys, especially Canelo, 40 mil? Because think about it, Canelo hasn't really done all that many. We don't know the type of numbers he's been doing at the zone, right? I don't think they disclose.
No.
Right. So now with Caleb Plant, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're gonna do well at the gate, but in terms of pay-per-view buys, it seems like they're not gonna be on the loss here.
Yeah. Especially against,
I'm thinking
especially
600,000.
against UFC as well, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, and supposedly people are saying the UFC card is stacked.
It
That's
is,
the way
man.
they keep
It
using.
is. 2 title fights and 1 fight that's going to be a guaranteed barn burner.
Yeah.
Seven to 1 because a lot of people took the 10-1 odds. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Recognize. Are you really gonna put a little money on it?
Yeah. Why not? I mean, I'm trying to cover all my bets that I at least win something. You know.
Hey, Triple JJJ, you show BDA some respect, you cocksucker motherfucker. You hear me? Don't you ever say no shit like that.
This is a family channel, man.
I'm sorry. I was a little, I got a little carried. Is this the place for profanity? It's just the kind of place for profanity.
Look at the time. So
No.
the answer is no.
I apologize.
At nighttime, everything changes. You know.
Hey, speaking of profanity, I saw that Pigeon was here earlier. Did he? He didn't expose himself or anything, did he? Or?
No. Pigeon was here, and
for real.
Yeah.
He was on Mad Chaz last night. He was on Age Money this morning. Man, I don't know. I guess they trying to accept him now. Shit, I ain't fucking with him though, bro. I'm still not fucking with him, bro. I don't care, bro.
In 150's case, if you understood what happened, I'm not gonna mention anything unless 150 does. But I can't blame you. I wouldn't talk to that motherfucker.
Well,
yeah, bro, because I was with Electro Jet and I was muted the whole time, and then. They was like, "Yo, why ain't you talking?" I'm muted. I'm like, "Dude, I'm not fucking with him, bro. I'm not talking to this guy. What are y'all talking about?" I'll be on the panel to support the content creator, but that's it. I'm not gonna talk to him, bro.
Not for nothing, man. Not for nothing, but somebody showed up yesterday on the show and claiming to be Pigeon, but the name was 150 Dream Team OnlyFans. So that's if that was Pigeon, just tells you where his mind is at. 150 at the
Yeah, bro. This whole time, I swear to God, bro, I thought that was some troll. Whole time it was Pigeon. I should have known because Pigeon makes 50 million troll accounts.
Yo, that dude is wild. He all over the place.
Hey,
dude
yo,
has no
Pigeon a
StreamYard as a
legend,
kid. He be talking all over people, man. Like, just slow the fuck down.
Yeah, I had to let him go, man. You know.
Look, you know what, fellas? Sure, he flies off the handle here and there, but the guy means well, all right? Flies off the handle here and there, but a couple slaps in the neck and the back of the head.
But he's slowed out of line, though. You know what I mean?
Nah,
slap him a couple times.
Slugger don't know what happened, and if you saying that, bro,
Slugger, you're lost in the sauce.
Yeah, you lost in the sauce. Bro. You don't know what he did.
150, you're ruining it, man. Just go along with it. All right,
look, I was cool with the guy, bro, till he started doing the weird shit.
You wouldn't be cool with him either.
Yeah,
maybe you would. I don't know, but I wouldn't.
Oh. Slugger Sam, you gonna let him get away with that?
That was actually funny, man. No, man, I don't really fuck with Pigeon. I'm just fucking with y'all, man.
But
I'll tell you what. I stopped. Listen, the day I didn't fuck with Pigeon is when he came on here wearing some underwear or boxers or some shit, and I'm like, bro, like you got a panel full of men, bro. We're not trying to see that shit, man.
He did that.
Oh, bro, he's done all kinds of wild shit on here, man.
Iceman, I might one day get put somebody in there with a wrench. You know, I'll use that for the trolls, like somebody that's gonna definitely zap them for sure.
Recognize. I
Pigeon
know you
seems
don't
like
take
a guy.
requests, man.
Now you need like 3 just in case one's not available.
True.
Recognize. I
Pigeon
know you
seems like a
usually
guy.
don't.
I'm sorry. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Man.
No, I'm just saying, like, Pigeon seems like a guy, like, who would tell you that he has to fly to Algeria tomorrow to get a fucking sex change. Like, that's just like he thinks of anything in his head and just tells it out of his mouth. Like, he doesn't know how to edit himself. Like, you know what I mean?
No filter,
What is he,
yeah.
Peter Griffin?
Look at that photo, man. Canelo Alvarez. That was a good one, man. No, but I recognize. I know you usually don't take requests, man. But could you please, pretty please, with sugar on top, could you do a pigeon impression?
Oh man,
impersonation, brother.
You're a fucking piece of shit, man.
Show your face. Show your
You're a
face.
fucking piece of shit, man.
Because you're stupid, bro.
Piece of shit. One time, listen, he was on a show. Listen.
Show your face, man.
He was on a show. He was on a show, and he literally like had 1 or 2 people, and I was one of them. And all he kept saying was, "Piece of shit, man. Piece of shit. You're a piece of shit. Canelo's a piece of shit. Crawford's a piece of shit." That's all he kept saying. This is fucking amazing.
Struggle at it, but like, man, like him going off, like try to have a one-on-one with him is like you just want to get out of there.
Yeah, I don't want a one-on-one with him.
Hey, do you think after the Canelo plant fight, if Canelo wins, do you think Andre Boo Boo might try to jump up again and we hear Canelo speak his English again?
Look, man, Andre is just praying for a miracle that he gets that fight. I mean, he might. I don't know. No, he is. Listen, I can't blame him. Now, you can say his performance are garbage, and I would agree with you, right? But
yeah,
you are in it to these guys are prize fighters, even if they fight in a certain way that we don't like. So when they look at Canelo, they look at it as the biggest payday, man. I mean, it's no different than Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
All the guys before him. It's the same shit.
Payday. You want payday?
Payday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
look at Caleb Plant. I'm sorry, real quick. Did Caleb Plant even make $1 million? No. Okay, so
nah, he's making Walmart money, man.
So I think his biggest payday was somewhere around 600,000, something like that. And so, then you get 10 fucking $1 million. That's a huge, increase.
Hey, Virtuoso, I take offense to that, bro. I work at Walmart.
Listen, man, I think you deserve better pay, man.
Bro, I'm playing.
I'm dead ass.
Only been there for a year. Hey, I'm still young, bro. That's just a little side shit, man. I ain't even.
But thing is though, if Andre,
Yo, Dream Team, I've worked there before. It's all good, bro. You'll move up.
Yeah.
You'll move up.
Kinshiro, you were gonna say something, Kinshiro.
the thing is though, if Andre or even Jermell Charlo wanted to fight Canelo and he accepted, as you guys said, he's not going to go to 160, so they'll have to jump up, correct?
Say that again. I missed that.
That's right. But you said that Canelo would never go down to 160. So if he did want to fight Andre or Jermell Charlo, they would have to jump up, correct?
Oh well, yeah. I for right now, that's the way it seems. Again, the question is, can Canelo go down to 160 without looking the way he looks now? Is he capable of doing that? Is the question, right? And I think Canelo's 30 or 31. 31, yeah. So he built that body. He built that body. We kind of know how he did, but no matter what, he still built that body. So you're asking him to take away from that.
Yeah.
And I just don't see Canelo doing that.
Exactly. Great point.
That's like Roy Jones, isn't it? When he beat, I can't remember who he beat, and he went back down again to fight the
Yeah,
Magic
he
Man.
beat John Ruiz.
Yeah.
And then he went down
To the Magic Man.
to Tarver,
75,
and
right?
he did it fast too.
Yeah.
Because he like late in that year, if memory serves me right, late. So he fought Tarver in like November.
Yeah.
Of 2003, and then he fought him in late 2003. Somewhere around August or September, Roy Jones was still 200 plus pounds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think he was going to try to get a fight between him and Evander Holyfield, but then Holyfield got washed up by James Toney, and then he was going to try to fight Corey Sanders, and I think that was kind of a publicity stunt because there was no way he was going to fight Corey Sanders with the WBA belt because he had a mandatory excuse me, not that he had a mandatory, he had a rematch clause to fight John Ruiz. And so we knew he wasn't going to do that. So then he had like basically nowhere to go. Tarver was the next best thing. He dropped something like 30 pounds to make that fucking fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that Roy Jones, man, he was on set after the Ruiz fight. He was finally starting to get some mainstream attention. I mean, I remember when there was this bar I used to go to for about 20 years. It was the place to be here in Montreal. Went to watch boxing. It was real knowledgeable boxing fans. And you went in there, and some of the waiters didn't know who was who, though. So when a waitress heard, "Oh, Roy Jones is fighting," like I remember hearing one waitress go, "Oh, Roy Jones is fighting," like, how the fuck does this waitress know who Roy Jones is? So he was after the Ruiz fight, man. He was all starting to line up, but by then it was too late, man. Fate intervened, and it's interesting. Roy Jones is an interesting case because he was never really into boxing. Remember that we were talking about that with the Roy Cut and all that in the late '90s. Yeah. Then as soon as he loses, all of a sudden he wants to stick in the game. It's too late, man. You should have all those lost years between '98 and 2002, man. We could have really.
Then he was willing to go to Europe.
He was going to fight Mike Tyson for 50 million or something, but that fell through because if he beat Ruiz, because of obviously, but before he fought the Magic Man, fight Mike Tyson, likely lose, and he still would have got out on top.
Exactly, man. Exactly. And by the way, did you guys remember that interview where Ward was with Joe Rogan? And Ward's good friends with James Prince, whom I have nothing bad to say about, by the way. But he was saying that Prince told him that when they tried to do the Tyson Jones fight after the Ruiz bout, and that Roy Jones said, "I want
50 mil."
I think he wanted something incredible like that, and I think the only reason why it didn't happen was because they were late or something, or I forget, something happened, something weird. Like the demand was excessive. And Jones was adamant about nope. He put his foot down, said, "I want this amount of money or no Tyson fight." And then the irony of it is he ends up fighting him, almost 20 years later.
Yeah, but it was a absolute. I don't know even know what to call it.
The money was there. Like he was gonna make loads of money. I mean, I don't know what asking price. I know it's probably astronomical, but if he had been realistic about it, he would have retired on that money. And he wouldn't have taken all those other fights that he lost, for less.
Hey guys, was Floyd Mayweather undisputed champion?
No,
never.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he never did that.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he was ever interested. I mean, he said he was. I think at 130, but I don't think he wanted to fight all the guys there. I think Acelino Freitas was there still. Casamayor stopped there and then went to 135. I might be wrong about that.
Well, no, because somebody in your channel said Floyd was undisputed, and I thought, I'm sure he never was.
No.
No, unified.
I'm sure he was unified. He was unified for like 3 divisions, right?
Well, after he beat Corrales, he was. I understand if somebody wants to call him undisputed, meaning he was. He was.
They were number one,
accounts.
number two, basically.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like I remember him being 2-belt undisputed. No, not 2-belt unified. Excuse me, at welterweight, and then
Well, he beat. Okay, so when he went into fight Pacquiao, he had 2 belts. I think it was the WBC and the WBA, and then Pacquiao had the WBO.
Oh yes.
So he got 3. He ended up with 3 of the belts.
Yeah,
I think
and he fought Judah for the IBF. Yeah.
I think Kell Brook was still the IBF champion at the time.
Hang on. So there's
Yeah, but
four.
before that, he did take an IBF belt, but it was from Slab Judah, and that was years ago.
So there's 4 belts in the middleweight, for example. But am I right in thinking in the heavyweight there's 5 belts?
Well, if you want to count the IBO,
Yeah.
the IBO I think is in every. I'm sure it's in every.
Oh, okay.
But they don't consider it one of the major belts. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right. Thank you for explaining that.
Yeah. So, like for instance, Triple G, if you look at what belt he has, I believe he has the IBF and the IBO.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, because he's fighting Murata for the WBA, I believe.
WBA. Yep.
Right. Okay.
Yep. That should be. Is that fight signed, right? Fight signed?
December the 29th.
Okay.
Who do you guys got for that one?
Triple G.
Still got Triple G.
Yeah, I've never seen Murata fight somebody who had the type of punching power that Golovkin has. I mean, the guys that beat him did it on volume.
I'm not being funny. If you've seen Triple G's last 2 fights against Japanese opponents, he beat the first one in the first round, second. No, I'm being honest.
No, you're absolutely right, man. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm very curious about that fight, man. Two big punchers going at it.
Yep.
Golovkin, he always puts on entertaining fights. I'm very curious to see that one, man. And Golovkin, if he looks sensational, I'm willing to say right now, man, I still think he would give Canelo a hell of a fight. I don't know why people are saying, well, Canelo would stop him now.
Even though Zermeta is not the highest level guy, he looked phenomenal in that fight. Not just physically, but skill-wise, too.
Yeah, man. I mean, he's still got it. He's pretty hard to hit, man. Davidachenko fight aside, he's still not the cleanest guy to hit.
I don't know.
And
I hope Triple G, if he beats Murata, personally, I hope he fights Charlo and Andre. And personally, but I don't know.
Apparently, I think it's either Eubank or Andre next after that.
Mate, as a British person, mate, fucking Eubank, you just smoke him. It's just a waste of time. But whatever, man.
But it's a stay busy fight.
Yeah, I don't think Eubank's fought anybody as powerful as Triple G. Even when he fought George Groves, I mean, he lost to George Groves, lost to Billy Joe Saunders, and they're not even good enough to wipe GGG's ass. But whatever, you know what I
mean. It's funny though. Like now, these fighters want to fight Triple G. They say they want to fight Triple G. I mean,
because he's older.
Yeah, but they're still just talking. The Triple G signs us to fight Murata, and then Charlo's like, "Oh, I want that fight." Shut up. Nobody's buying this nonsense anymore, man.
Yeah.
And Triple G is not. He's not at that age where he wants to be dealing with politics. That in terms of signing the fight, getting the fight done. He doesn't want to be dealing with that. Just make it fast. Let's make these fights happen fast.
Yeah. That's why I said, apparently the plan is either Eubank or Andre, and those are probably stay busy fights if you really look at them. So then after that, maybe it's undisputed.
Hey, who was it? Was it Chief or somebody else that said that as soon as Triple G signed on to fight Murata, all of a sudden all these other fighters started going, "Hey, I want Triple G. I want Triple G." It's like, apparently that's what they always do. It's when he doesn't have a fight, they don't call him out, and then as soon as he decides to fight somebody, "Hey, I want him next," or I wanted him. I want.
But if Triple G fights Murata, if he beats Murata, then am I right in thinking if he fought Charlo and Andre beats him, then he'd be undisputed 160?
Yeah.
Is Triple G just a fight of the lion that just getting old and shit? And then all the hyenas just started fucking circling. Like, come on, man. After this, I probably want him to retire. I don't see him fighting Charlo or Andre. I don't know. I don't see it happening.
But if the money's good, why would he say no? And he gets a belt on top of that.
They were talking to the Zone. Some of these dudes from the Zone. And I would think that they would have knowledge to this. They said that the Triple G plan is still to fight Canelo. But I'm going to tell you why. That's the reason why the Zone signed him, and that's why he wanted to go to the Zone.
Oh
I know that.
yeah. They was hoping for the third fight. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So Canelo, look, Canelo went and fought Caleb Plant on a different network, right? With the promise that he's coming back. That obviously he's going to come back to the zone. You know, I don't know what their deal is, but maybe it's a handshake deal, right? Nothing on paper.
Because a
Where
6-fight deal, I think, wasn't like 100 million or some shit like that.
right? No, he had signed a bigger contract, but that was nullified. BDA, am I right about that? Did that get nullified?
Oh, did it? Oh.
And they have a different agreement now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I believe. I really don't pay attention to their business shit, but obviously he's going to Showtime to make this fight happen. So obviously he does not have an exclusive deal with the zone. That's why I say I wouldn't be shocked if Canelo uses his options and be like, you know what, I'll work with Al Heyman for the next couple of fights, because I don't. He hasn't shown interest to fight Triple G a third time. He hasn't. You know.
Well, as you said, he would have to go up to 168. And does he want to do that, or can he do that? I don't know.
Who? Triple G? No, Triple G already said he would go up to 168.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because remember when the first negotiation deals went down with Plant and Canelo? I don't know if you remember. There was 2 fights that the zone was offering Canelo, and that was, I think, number 1, Bivol,
yeah,
right? Or at least that was Canelo's main interest. At I think there was a catch weight of 172. That was going to be the catch weight. Or Golovkin. And basically both guys agreed. You know, they're like, yeah, we'll fight in September. Not a problem. And then he went back to Showtime, PBC, Plant, and they worked out a deal for November the 6th. Because Canelo needed more time, for sure. I mean, there's videos of Canelo playing golf, and he's nowhere near the shape. Not that he's fat or anything like that, but he's nowhere near the shape that we're used to seeing him in.
He's not in fight shape.
Right, so he wasn't going to fight in fucking September. You know, he was just not ready for that.
Well, he says he wants to fight again end of December if he beats Plant.
Yeah, I don't know. He might. Who knows?
Fucking mad.
He might try to steal the thunder from fucking Triple G.
No, he said that he wanted to fight like 4 or 5 times next year. So let's see. You know, what's his list gonna look like?
Thing is, though, it's funny. You look at Hispanic or Latino fighters, and it's like they can do like, you know, Roberto Duran, Julio Cesar Chavez, Hector Camacho. Those guys can do 80 to 100 fights. You don't really see, no disrespect, you don't see whites and blacks now do what the Latinos do in that sense.
Yeah, they got a big fan base, man, and you know, you got Canelo, who's the biggest star right now.
Yeah, but like I was asking, how big is he in terms of stardom? Because I don't know how well his pay-per-views do, and against Caleb Plant, okay, maybe they got a little bit more shine, as they say, based on the press conference they had a couple of weeks ago. But other than that, I mean, is this really a fight that's gonna titillate the senses of the non-boxing fans? I don't know, man.
I think so. I agree with this comment. There's a very good chance that the judging is going to be pretty fair. I think so. Yeah.
I think it's gonna be the opposite. I think they're gonna give Caleb Plant the benefit of the doubt and everything.
You never know. Never know. Make a rematch, right?
That's what I'm saying. Don't be surprised if they do that just for the rematch.
Oh, is there a rematch clause if either of them lose?
I think Canelo does. No, right?
Yeah, I think. What you said. I think Canelo has it in case he loses, but Caleb Plant doesn't have shit. I don't think.
This is another good comment. The networks don't like fighters who think they are bigger than boxing. There could be some truth to that, man.
Well,
I think Canelo's do. Well, Pacquiao's at a certain point when he lost to Bradley. Remember that was? I think that was sort of that was Bob Arum, I think, yanking the chain, saying, "Hey, Don't forget, man. You might be one of the biggest stars, if not the biggest star in boxing, but I still call the shots, baby. De La Hoya Trinidad, although that was Bob Arum versus Don King. Those were two. Don King just beat him to the judges.
Yeah, he did.
But then
I
again,
mean, you never know.
the way he fought in the end was terrible, man.
Yeah.
Thing is, though, you look at how Floyd Mayweather always used to have like the judges and the referee on his side.
Yeah. Well, listen, this is the way this is the way it's set up, right? With the way
This is the business we've chosen.
But yeah, the business side of boxing is always going to be like that, man. Always. They feel like they can make a lot of money for one guy. Oh, with one guy, they're gonna give him all the benefit of the doubts, man. Everything.
Well, look at Fury. He lost $250 million now.
Yeah. Well,
150.
You see, that money wasn't really there because these guys had their obligations, right?
Yeah.
They were trying to get out of that, and so I really consider that money not there. It was like, oh man, if you guys can somehow escape your obligation.
Well, no. If Joshua beat Usyk and obviously Fury beat Wilder, then I would have thought the next fight would have been in Aladdin Land for $250 million.
Yeah. Well, no, yeah, absolutely. Look, there was hopes that if these guys can get through what they had to, right? So obviously, Fury did. Not so much for Anthony Joshua, that they can sell this fight for like whatever they were saying the money's worth, right? But that didn't work out. They knew if anybody was in danger of like falling out of the fight was AJ. They knew that, or this guy did. Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn knew. Trust me when I tell you this, man. He knew that there was a good shot AJ was going to lose to Usyk. This is why under Matchroom or Rematch Room, whatever. That's what it should really be called. This is why they knew, man. They were. This is why they were treating Usyk the way they did, and they definitely made sure to have a rematch clause, And Wilder's situation was a cash out. That was a cash out, right? That was just like maybe not in Wilder's mind, but like the people like Shelley Finkel, Al Heyman. They knew what was going to happen in the second. They knew what was going to happen in the third fight.
Well, Wilder's training saying, Wilder wants to get back in the ring straight away. He's training for, I don't know, Ruiz or Joseph or some shit like that now, you know what I mean? And he wants to and hopefully he can get back another title shot against Tyson late next year. I thought, wow, you're very optimistic.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to earn his title shot if he's gonna do that, and I don't even think he's just like in the shape of his end. I don't think he's gonna be taking any tough opponents anytime soon. So,
bro, I don't think he'll get another shot ever again.
Yeah,
it's over.
Hey, fellas, before I head out of here, first I just want to say, Rick, appreciate you for having me on, brother.
No problem, man.
BDA, keep running the boxing world. Everybody knows you're the man. These other white TBC bums bow down to you. 150, you're an up and comer. You know what I mean? Get that NABF title or whatever the fuck it's called, Continental title. You're up for that, son. And before I leave, fellas, I just want to say,
already got a belt.
Huh?
Said I already got a belt.
My man.
I took the belt from JFL.
yeah, you bodied him.
Yeah, I took that nigga's belt.
You mean that guy that keeps calling you youngin, right? He's like, listen up here, youngin. Factual facts. But before I leave, just a quick thing, fellas. I just want to say it's Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, so don't be scared to say your feelings. Don't feel like
we gotta go,
snowflake.
Bye, man.
Don't feel like a snowflake.
Gotta go, bro.
I mean,
peace out, man.
Bye.
You gotta do it like that, though.
Yo,
come
Slugger.
on.
Slugger trying to be like the black uncles at the cookout. You know, they say they gotta go, but they still talk for 50 more minutes.
What's up, Raza?
Hey, LT, can I just say real quick?
What's
Can I
up,
just
man?
say? Can I just
LT,
say? I
I say
appreciate the picks.
Canelo's a crook, bro. Canelo's a fucking crook.
Yeah.
LT, my
Hey,
man. LT.
what's up, man? Hey, bro, did you guys see, man, his fucking jacket, Eddie Reynoso and Canelo's jacket at the press conference?
For boxing, no boxing, no
Black
life.
and white.
Conspiracy.
Yeah, man. So free fucking masonry as fuck. Anyways, bro, I wanted to tell BDA, bro. I wanted to say, man, right now pay-per-views doesn't transfer as how big of a star you are, bro. I don't think so, man. Not at all. Nah, man, it doesn't. I mean, let me look, man. It's a technology, man. Hold on. So right now, does it count how much of a big star you are if you still buy the CD?
I still buy CDs. What's the matter with you?
Yeah.
But
No,
is
I
it
get
a
what you're
big
saying. I
like?
know what
Does
you're
it count against you? How much of a good album is it because you're not buying the CD? It's
No, you got a good. You got a good point.
yeah,
It's hard
man.
to know
It's
how
the
many.
technology and the time changes, man. The technology. I mean, you know, I know that with Billy Joe Saunders, man, it made really big numbers. The Canelo fight, right? I mean, it doesn't transfer exactly on pay-per-views. I mean,
don't forget, guys.
I mean, look in Mexico. Look. They sell the zone sold. You know, Canelo has some rights too, right, to show it on Mexico, right? And from Mexico, they also show it in Colombia, and they also show it in several other countries. I mean, just right, yeah, man. They showed in several countries in South America. Argentina is a very big boxing country, bro. They know that guy is gacho bad. So you know what I mean.
But don't forget,
Nicaragua's another one, but they see it free TV like Mexico does. Like they see it free, like they sit down and they watch it for free with a bunch of ads, of course, right?
Yeah, but that's
So it doesn't mean like how much of a big star you are, man. I mean, come on, the United States is this, bro. And this is the craziest thing, bro. United States is still trying to charge us pay-per-view, bro, while the rest of the world is watching it for free, bro.
Well, UK is obsessed with pay-per-view.
Yeah, we're obsessed with pay. But what I'm trying to say,
They said Canelo fight free in UK though. They said that too. I heard about that.
But
I don't know if that's true or not.
There's so much streaming nowadays with technology. You probably that's why a lot of pay-per-views don't happen because you just go stream for free now, isn't it?
The problem is,
yeah, bro, I gotta.
I mean, if they keep charging for it, I mean, if they keep charging pay-per-view for it, the more we're gonna stream it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, man. Who the fuck wants to? You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. What's this bullshit? What's this bullshit with trying to charge us, bro? Like, I'm down to pay Undisputed. I'm down to pay for this fight, but I don't know, bro. I don't know about the other two, you know. Christmas is here. You know, you start thinking already, like, all right, what am I gonna do with the money? You know, I do need to buy a couple of gifts. You know what I mean?
I mean, I remember when I watched Frank Bruno versus Mike Tyson in like '88. It was free on ITV. I mean, we pay maybe £25 pay-per-view. You Americans pay like what, $100 sometimes or $80?
Yeah, man, they're trying to $80, bro. Imagine if Canelo stays on PBC and fights like another 3 fucking bums. You know what I mean? And yes, I did call Caleb Plant a bum. You guys forgot. You know what I mean? Like all of a sudden he fights Canelo, and this guy's like, "Oh my god, he's promising as fuck!"
Literally.
Like, "Oh my god, look at his skills, look at his footwork. That is the fastest feet I've seen." Like all of a sudden,
all of a sudden, right?
Facts, nobody was talking about it till now.
It's just
Nobody was
fucking
saying
crazy, which I love it, bro. I love it, bro. Because we need people like that. We need people like that to hype up the fight, bro. Because in reality, bro, that guy is a fucking bum, bro. Like, let's be fucking honest. Let's keep it honest, man. You're only as good as your last fight, and he couldn't. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, but how comes in England we're paying £20 and you guys are paying what? I guess the equivalent of 60.
Because they're fucking high, bro. And this is the thing, bro. They think that Americans are some bunch of dumbass motherfuckers that they think that we're cool because we buy pay-per-view. That's what they think, bro. That's what they're trying to do. Like, if you don't have this brand of clothes, you ain't cool enough. That's what they're trying to do. You know, oh, only the cool fighters fight on pay-per-view. That's the kind of fucking dumb shit they're trying to pull like American people
but
man.
Our pay-per-view is £20. How's yours like 3-4 times our amount?
Because a bunch of fucking dumbasses believe that shit, that brand is badass, and they believe that, you know what, fucking Tank is fucking worth those $80, and you know what I mean? Like, there's a bunch of dumbasses that do believe shit like that, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, there's some truth to that, man. There's a lot of truth,
right? Like buying a ticket, like at the nosebleed section. Like, yeah, you're not at the building, but we're gonna give you the experience for $80, no matter how fucking terrible the quality of the fights are.
See, maybe Americans need to say, look, we want to refund the fight shit.
It doesn't work that way, man. It's a buyer's remorse, man. It happens, you know. But like, the thing is now, pay-per-view is not a thing because you're just one click away from watching the fight for free.
Yeah.
Well, the undercard sucks. That I do know for this Canelo Plant card. I mean, it's quite a poor card. So, and you know what, man, you gotta stay up till midnight to watch this fight. Oh, I can hear myself.
Virtuoso, your mic is really messing up, bro.
No, I'm on speakerphone. I don't.
Oh, that's why. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, go on mute, bro. Bro, I was gonna say.
That's all I gotta say.
I was gonna say, bro. Look, man, I'm not down to pay like Canelo's fights whenever he wants to pop up for fucking pay-per-view, bro. Like I'm same with you guys, man. I'm just willing to buy this fight because it's undisputed, and you know what I mean. It's undisputed, and when am I ever gonna see another undisputed at 168? You know what I mean? Just because of that shit, and plus fucking Caleb Plant do deserve a fucking ass whooping, bro. And I feel that is worth it. But other than that, I mean, that's it, man.
Those are the only two intriguing factors to this fight.
Let me ask you something. You know, BD asked you about Canelo, how big is Canelo in Mexico? You know when Julio Cesar Chavez fought, what's his bloody name? The American guy. Not Hauser.
Oscar?
No, Ray Houghton,
Houghton.
yeah. And he sold at the is it the Azteca Stadium? Yeah. 130,000 whatever. Could Canelo do that if he fought the right opponent?
Yes.
I mean, look, bro, let's be honest, bro. The tickets in Mexico are cheap as fuck.
He sold 70,000 and then goddamn.
You know what I mean?
Against Billy Joe, bro. Against Billy Joe.
I mean, come on, man.
He could do it. I think he can. That's what I'm saying. For pay-per-view to be successful, bro, you gotta have the right dancing partner.
Because thing is, like, if he fought in England, I reckon he could sell out 90,000 in Wembley if he fought.
That's why Mayweather did so good on pay-per-views because he had the right opponents. You know, he made the right decision.
This is the thing that, bro. I think Mayweather did good on pay-per-view because I think we were on our fucking on our golden days of pay-per-view, bro. I think that was it. Like, you know what I mean? I think that's it. And then they took advantage of the Mexican people just wanting to fucking see this fucking Mayweather get his ass shut. You know what I mean? And that's it.
That's why he's put his dates on May 5th and September, the Mexican Independence.
Yeah.
They wanted to pander to the Latino,
fucking Mexicans, bro.
Community. Yeah. Just pandering. But he was smart about it. He's slick.
Listen, man.
Yeah, man. So don't think that Mayweather is a big fucking pay-per-view star. No, he needs the right dancing partner, like 150 said. Like with that fucking Paul, like Mayweather's fan. Let's be fucking honest, bro. Mayweather's fan base don't buy shit, bro. They don't buy shit, bro. They fucking stream that motherfucking shit, bro. Well, he gets the right fucking fan base that, you know, like those fucking Jake Paul or whatever the fuck his names are. They're like, you know, let's stop skating and let's buy a pay-per-view, some shit like that, bro. You know what I mean? These weird ass fucking Pokemon dudes all of a sudden just want to start buying pay-per-view, bro. That's the fucking thing he capitalizes on, bro. But by himself, bro, trust me, bro, he ain't doing shit, man.
Exactly. Look at his fight with Trout, or who was it? Was it Trout? After the Manny fight.
Oh, Burton and Andre Burton.
Yeah, how are the pay-per-views there?
Fucking terrible,
I
man.
know it was a huge drop off.
Yo, but
So
what
I've
was
been saying
it?
that,
What are your thoughts on the zone
I've been saying that
considering pay per
that
view
brother
now?
should have fought him like 5 years prior to that. That scheduled
Bro, if
fight.
the zone starts doing pay per view, I ain't buying it, bro. Bro, someone needs to go on mute, man. Look, man, if pay per view if the zone starts doing pay per view, I ain't buying it, bro. Fuck that, bro. I'm done with that shit, man. Like I'm legit done with that shit, bro. They promised us no pay per view on the zone. Fucking, keep your fucking word, bro. If we like stand together, bro, and not buy those fucking pay per views, they won't do pay per views, man. It's not like another Canelo's gonna pop out and it's gonna fight Canelo versus Canelo on the zone, and they both asking like 100 million each. You know what I mean? They can fucking handle it, bro. They got the fucking money. It's not like fucking AJ has another AJ and they're both demanding 100 million each. That's fucking
Hey, yo,
crazy, bro. I think it's
listen,
another fucking scam, bro. And fuck that shit, bro. They're not gonna take advantage of the
LT,
fucking
you
Mexican
know the
people,
name
bro.
Jones, right?
I'm with you, LT. I'm with
LT,
you all the way, man.
Woo!
hey yo,
Thank you,
LT, you know
BDA.
the name
Thank you,
Jones, right?
carnal.
Canelo, you're on fire.
When the boxers have a high demand, to me, it drives up this fake demand to create a pay-per-view, to create a fucking
Can't hear him,
paywall
man.
within a subscription service. So yeah,
Virtuoso, your
Your
volume
shit
is
hella
up.
low. Your
Yeah.
shit low, Virtuoso.
Sounds like you're eating pussy at the same time, man.
LT, what do you think about this comment right here?
Oh my god, is this guy on drugs?
I think it's funny, bro. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, do you think that people are right, or I don't know if they're just being trolly, but they're saying that a lot of black people are behind the
bro,
blocks.
he couldn't fucking beat a 147 pounder in the fucking sparring video I saw, bro.
Bro, he was getting punched up by Uska Tegui and Caleb Truex. How the fuck is he gonna beat Canelo, bro? Canelo would knock Uska Tegui out.
I want to ask people something. Are people trolling in BDA's channel when they're saying, "Oh yeah, a lot of the black population are backing Plant because he's I don't know what the fuck is Vanilla Ice or whatever." But
Bro, you know what's the weirdest part, bro? This is like mind boggles me, bro. Like it really fucking does, bro. Somehow, bro, the black population, bro, they're more of a football, basketball fanatics, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there are very few of them in fucking boxing, right? Boxing fans.
Mm-hmm.
But somehow, those fucking motherfuckers, bro, end up being in YouTube having the fucking highest subscribers, bro.
Because some of them say, not all, but some of them say the craziest shit. You know what I'm saying? They'll back like Wilder, for example.
Oh, the Wilder conspiracy theories and stuff.
Right. So it makes for good. Listen, I told people from the second fight, it's not, and it covers like all race, but obviously because the big guy that has the biggest channel supports Wilder. He's a black dude.
Bro,
that shit was a money making machine, bro. I was watching his channel, and he was getting money, bro.
but like $50 fucking cash, like 50
20,
bucks, like,
10.
and I'm thinking to myself, bro, like, what the fuck are these people doing, bro? Like, people just want to throw. So, what do you think is gonna win? Wilder or Fury? Oh, Wilder's gonna win. Here's another $50. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, like what kind of fucking shit, bro? Like, there's gonna be a
They spend
fourth
more on
Fury and
super
Wilder
chats
fight
than
to
they do on
revenge the
pay-per-view.
3 other fights. Like,
Yo,
oh really, bro? They get all
they pay
hyped up.
more
They
on
start
super
throwing
chats
like
than on pay-per-view.
$50 bills and shit, and then they start half a dove on this, whatever the fuck they fucking say it. How do they say it? Half a dove or whatever.
Hey, BJ, why don't you jump on the Canelo train and get money that way, then, man?
Well, according to some people, I already am, but I mean, it would be easy to do that. It would be easy to just go Canelo's the best, and I start laying the accent thick and just go, yeah, Canelo, where's my Canelo fans out there, and just start sucking him off. But I don't like listen. First of all, I like Canelo's performances. I like the skills in the ring, but I'm not a fan of the guy.
Yeah,
I
fair
think he's a
enough.
bit of an arrogant prick. I recognize pointing it out. Remember that when after the Yield Dream fight, where those two trolls stood behind him with the Jake Paul
The Jake
t-shirts,
Paul, yeah.
and he looked so angry. Like recognize this, the guy's got a lot of anger inside him. And I think he's the type of guy that look, when I win, I want all the adulation on me. I want
Yes,
all the
I
cameras
want the
on me.
attention
It's
to me. Yep.
yeah, and
Yep.
I dislike that. That's not my style.
He said, "Hey,
Outta here.
hey, get the fuck out of here! Get the
Get
fuck
the
out of
fuck
here,
out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
motherfucker! Get the fuck out of here!"
Yo, bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I fucking what is it? Like report? Is it reporting when you just like go on YouTube and report someone?
Oh
Bro,
yeah,
I've been bro. I've been reporting fucking Boxing Eagle for like 5-6 months
Oh,
straight,
wait a
bro.
second, LT.
Bro,
LT,
for
you're
like
admitting-
terrorism, like all that shit, bro. Like
Oh, man.
harassment, like all that
Yeah, you're
shit.
an informant, bro. You are an
Boxing Eagle,
informant.
Boxing Eagle, if you're
Get
listening,
out.
if you, I don't
Bro,
endorse that.
I
I'm just
don't
letting you
give
know
a
right now.
fuck, bro. I
I'm
don't
not
give a
a Yo, but I had to hear some stupid shit from I think Blue Blood. They get boots beats fucking Canelo. Did any of you hear that?
Yeah, I heard him say that, man.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Oh
That
my
dude's
god.
handsome, man.
The thing is, though, what does Canelo have to do to be loved like Julio Cesar Chavez in Mexico?
Look, man. Shit. BDA, you want to answer that or?
I don't think there's nothing he could do from the outside looking in.
What was the question?
What can Canelo do to gain the same type of support from the Mexicans like Chavez?
Well, it's interesting, man, because I think he's got plenty of support. Chavez was just a guy that he was wrecking everybody. He was wrecking them, and Canelo, to a certain extent, people get the feeling that there's something like you guys mentioned. I'm not completely on board with the whole conspiracy thing that all his fights are fixed, but there are a lot of asterisks and real boxing fans, and there's a lot of real boxing fans in Mexico. That's one of the main sports. They look at him. There's still some skepticism, especially after the whole. Remember when people were heckling him at a boxing event in Mexico before the Triple G fight.
Canelo comes off as an elitist. Now, something that LT said at the press conference, I didn't see it. He said that they were wearing, him and Reynoso were wearing.
Yeah, man.
What was it?
They just black and white, which is Freemasonry. You know that, right?
Okay, now I want you to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
He said, I want you. So I'm not trying to go to the conspiracy realm, but he's like this elitist. He comes off with the "I'm better than you. Who are you?" type of guy. Where Chavez probably had that in the ring, but like when it came to the audience and stuff like that, he wasn't like that. He was very approachable. Something that he's kind of like, he wants people to think he's like with the symbols he has on his fucking clothing, and then he'll say things like, at least for me, maybe people don't get it, but like he says, "You are not on my level." That's Freemasonry talk. That's Freemasonry talk. And I'm gonna knock you out in 8. 8 is a very dominant number, meaning 8 represents.
It's what is it like?
You got the world in your hand, like it's 8. Yeah.
It's like the portal. You're opening the portal.
Yep. And so
yeah.
So he's talking. He's giving people that understand Freemasonry talk reasons to say, you're an elitist, basically. Is what you're saying. You're one of those I'm above you type guys.
Recognize. I got a question, man. Because real quick, because remember Wilder when he was doing that face-off with Fury for the first fight, and he was saying all that gay shit. Remember he had the compass, right? He had the Masonic compass, like a collar, not a collar, but, right? And then then Canelo has his logo. It's the same thing. It looks a lot like the compass from the Freemasons. So my question is, somebody said a while back in a radio program, said most everybody that's a big time celebrity, like whether it's a sports mainstream celebrity or one of the biggest A-list celebrities out there, actors, whatever, they have to go through that type of shit, low level initiation.
Yes, sir.
Why now do you think they're putting that symbol out there more in the open? Why not in the 90s?
It's a special clique.
I think that like hiding in the open, I guess.
LT, let me say this real quick. I think he always had that type of attitude. Okay, so look, who's not to say? Come on, man. GGG, get the fuck out of here. What a coincidence. His name is GGG. If you look at what that means,
It's
that's
666.
six. Yeah. Okay.
Or yeah.
He doesn't have an elitist attitude though. His attack, at least not in the public sphere. That's not who he is. And I'm not saying that he is or isn't, but his name is, GGG. Maybe they liked his name and they gave him better opportunities than other guys, right? Just maybe not when it comes to Canelo. We'll find out if they fight a third fight. Right?
Look, I wanted
Real quick, I'm gonna finish this
to
off.
tell you guys something.
LT, let me finish this off. Real
Hold
quick.
on, hold on.
Hold on,
I
LT,
want-
let me finish this off.
Okay.
Let me finish this off. I just want to say this. Look, the difference is that Canelo always had that attitude about himself. He is above you. Go ahead, LT.
Look, man. Since like Canelo became a pro at 15, I want to say by 18, he was already fighting for Televisa. There, you want to know why he was hated? Because Televisa and TV Azteca are rival TV channels. You know, those like big tycoon TV channels, right? Televisa and TV Azteca, right? So TV Azteca was Chavez Jr. He was fighting in TV Azteca, and Canelo Alvarez was fighting in Televisa on Saturdays. Before once they got their title to come here to the United States, that's when they got off Televisas. That's when they both got off Televisa or TV Azteca. So meanwhile, they both talking shit about each other, like Televisa. Even the dad back then would join. Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. would join. Now Canelo so high, this and that, and the dad has a lot of word, in Mexico. Back then, right? He would say shit like that. He would already work for Televisa and as a commentator. So that's why he came out of Mexico like half loved and half hated.
Gotcha. That's a
Yeah.
good, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Also, bro, for you to also, man. He by then, bro, he was already dating like the actresses in the novelas. Like this guy was already Canelo, right? Once he got out of the Televisa thing, um, he came out with the logo, the Canelo Alvarez logo, the Freemason logo, but he didn't have it back then. Once he came out of there, he had that logo, and he was already dating those fucking like beautiful, uh, novela actresses and you name it, bro. You know what I mean? Like talking to that senator, to those. He was already up high, man. And in Mexico, bro, Canelo Alvarez really is on that high, elitist. He really is. He really is, man. He goes in Mexico, bro. He's taking pictures with the senators. They invite him with with that kind of ranking, bro, with the generals, shit like that, man.
So he doesn't hang with the public really too much.
Come again?
Right, that's what I'm saying. So the comparison to him and Chavez was more for like
the people.
The people, where Canelo is like he got fans, but he has this like elite status about him. It's about the way he dresses. He takes pictures on private planes, stuff like that. He's like a Mayweather type.
Right.
Literally. But here's the
Yeah,
thing
the
about
farther
Triple
up the
G.
socioeconomic ladder, the more like distant you are from the common people.
But things like
So
you look at Julio Cesar Chavez or Roberto Duran. Those two never acted like that.
Correct. Right.
because they knew where they came from. But like Canelo, I think there's something deeper about him. It's like I think for me it was his upbringing. Like he did say growing up, like he was picked on for looking different. Like
that's true.
There's a saying that you're a fucking hijo de la chingada. You're the son of the fucked one, which is the Spaniards. The conquistador.
Yeah.
And then you have the Mexican population, is a large Indio, the mestizo. Then you deal with that shit, and it's like there's a friction there. There's some colorism there also.
Is it because
Let's
like he's got like blanco pale skin and red hair? And
It's
that's what he's saying. Like they call him like he's the best Irish fighter they ever had.
It's the way. It's okay. Listen, Puerto Ricans do this to each other. Puerto Ricans, the darker skin Puerto Ricans, a lot of times think that the whiter skin Puerto Rican, the lighter, they think that they're soft, or you know they they think, or they might think that they're all that because they're light skin or whatever. Same thing sometimes happens with other groups. Like you
Yeah.
see that even in
Yeah, in
Asian
Indians. Yeah, in
population.
India we do that as well. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Blacks do it too. You know, blacks. I've heard dark skinned black guys or darker black guys that sometimes they don't like the light skinned black dude because he's trying too much, or they think he's soft, and you know, it doesn't mean everybody behaves that way. But he, as a kid growing up, he probably dealing with other little kids. You know, they could be mean sometimes. They fucked with him, and he probably, you know, growing up in a boxing family where he's even in his own household, he's the lighter skinned one out of all of them. So they probably fucked with him and made him tough. You know.
But
Well,
also,
if
you
I
don't
may
really,
say something, man,
you don't see
I'm
Mexicans
100%
with red.
Aztec.
You don't see
I'm
Mexicans with red
100%.
hairs either.
Hold on, go ahead, BBA.
No, I was gonna say I'm 100% Aztec. That's why I dislike Canelo. Probably inherently, I look at.
But you don't really see Mexicans with red hair as well, so that probably sticks out as well, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't see. We used to call like the Mexicans calling Canelo. Canelo means
cinnamon.
Cinnamon. Yeah, Canelo means cinnamon. Uh, and Puerto Ricans use it to describe a redhead.
Oh, okay.
They'll call So it could be a name out of admiration, love, like for a family member.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
A term of endearment.
Right. Like for instance, in Puerto Rico, when the darker skin one out of the family member, we might call him
Negrito or
negro
something.
or
Yeah.
mi negrito. Ese
Yeah.
mi negrito. That's my dark son or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I got but as for Golovkin, I got a few comments on that. When you say it's 666, well, isn't G the seventh letter of the alphabet? And then the other thing
Well,
is,
I'm talking about the way it's shaped, right? If you look at the way GGG is shaped.
maybe,
Now, I'm not saying that he, you know what I'm saying, but maybe the people around him are, you know.
maybe the people around him, because the thing is, and maybe not, because I don't feel like they'd screw him over as much as they have, in his career if he was part of that group.
I remember Canelo used to be called Quesadillo. That's what they used to call. That's what he said. They used to Quesadillo. You know, like
Why is it the food?
Really?
Yeah, I mean quesadilla, but they would call him Quesadillo because he's a male. But I mean, there are white people in Mexico, and redheads are rare. But of course, everyone knows about the legend of San Patricio. Everyone knows the legend of San Patricio, which was the Irish people that went over to fight in Mexico, and some of them stayed behind, and they copulated with the women. By the way, I'm not 5'4". What the fuck, man? I'm 5'6". No, but
right?
yeah, I saw you flash it real quick, man. No, but yeah, so there's white people, but yeah, in Mexico, that's the thing though. If you're light skinned, you'll make it. You look at most newscasters; it's starting to change now a little bit, but for a long time, and the newscasters were the white ones. The people in the telenovelas were white. If you were white, that was a big currency. Now it's starting to change a little bit, and that's what I hate though. That the fucking American Western global homo thing is starting to creep into Mexico a little bit. It started with the whole in Mexico. I don't know if you guys know, but when there's the soccer games and the opposite goalkeeper has the ball and he's about to clear it, the people start yelling puto, which means the F word for homosexuals.
Yeah.
Then in 2014, that's when people started complaining to FIFA. Then by 2018, it starts. Now we're getting to the point where they find the team, the Mexican team, if the crowd chants that. I'm thinking, what does the team have to do? It's like they're trying to blackmail them. Let them scream whatever they want, man. They want to scream a whole bunch of words that nobody likes. Tough luck, man.
They want these boys. They want these boys soft. That's what it is, man.
Well, thing is, I don't know. It's like in England, the Premier League. You've had a couple of South Americans like Luis Suarez and I can't remember the other guy, Cavani. They call their friends negro, but that's their amigos. And the Premier League have jumped in, and so is like certain black members in England said, "Oh, that's a racist term, and you should know that's racist in England." Blah blah blah. And I'm thinking, wait, were you like trying to force fucking your beliefs on people? Were you some Islamic terrorist? So it does happen here as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course. Like you,
Exactly. Yeah.
like me neg. Okay, so like in Puerto Rico and in like most Spanish speaking countries, we have like different slangs, and so we would say mi negro, mi negro. Mi negro could be your hair color. It could be your dark eyes, right? Let's say, for instance, I got light eyes, and I'm talking to, somebody who has dark eyes, and I'm like, "Oye, mi negro," it's not a racial joke.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
He might call me he might call me blanco. You know,
Yeah.
that doesn't mean he's dissing me. He might be
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. You're
you
light
know,
skinned.
yeah,
And
light
it,
skin.
and sometimes when you say the racial term, sometimes it's not even meant to be offensive. Because like I even had one of my best friends from back then was Cuban, and then we all just call him. All of us will call him Cuba because he was the only Cuban one in the group.
Well, there's a Uruguayan footballer called Recoba, and his nickname was El Chino because he had like East Asian eyes.
Yeah,
That's how Maradona
exactly.
got
Yeah.
his nickname.
They're,
Chino
like
Maradona.
in Spanish, they'll call you Chino, right? We like a guy with like real obvious Asian looking eyes.
Yeah.
They'll be like normally they'll have a nickname for them, Chino.
Hey, as long as they don't call you El Puto, you're all good, man.
Right.
If
As long
they
as they
start,
call you
yeah,
puto, maricón, something like that, you're fine.
if they start calling you that, you're in trouble, man.
Yeah, if they start calling you that, that means you did something wrong,
Right.
or you just were in the wrong place at the wrong time.
But Mexicans
Right.
as a
Hispanics use nicknames based on how you look. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's the other thing that if you listen to Mexican broadcasts on boxing, they rarely refer to the boxer by the real name. They'll go el Cochulita, el Cepeda, it's like, yeah, that's what they always call Canelo Canelo. They barely refer to him as Saul Alvarez, el Canelo, el Cochulito, el Chochololo. It never stops. It's the nickname is your name on the street.
That's a Latino thing, though, isn't it? Your nickname.
Chocolatito. Yeah, that's a good one. So Chocolatito. I'm guessing they used to call him Tito. There was probably too many Titos around, so they call him Chocolatito.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's that simple.
And that's the thing, though. Look, I know every culture has, we break balls as men. That's the way we get along, right? It's sort of like to build camaraderie. You sort of break each other's balls. I will say, though, living in Canada and being with other cultures and all that, I do feel like Hispanics, we tend to be a little bit more. I wouldn't say vicious, but we tend to break balls more than any other. And there's psychological studies that actually explain why Hispanic countries tend to break balls more than others, or at least the Anglo-Saxons and all that. But whatever it is, it's if you look at Mexican comedy, for example, stand-up comedy or comic movies, man, they'll make fun of everybody, gays, no matter which, everybody. But now that's what I hate, that they're starting to creep up in there and go, nah, you can't say this, you can't say that. Shut up. Let us say what we want to say, man. We don't want it to turn out like fucking San Francisco, man.
My pops had five boys, right? So he would refer to us all different. His youngest son, who was the darkest skinned one, he would say my negrito. That was his negrito. Me, he would he would call me his basically his white son. He's like, because I was the lightest skin out of all of them. I have different color eyes than them, and I'm lighter skin. You know what I'm saying? But I was the white boy. I was okay with it. I was fine with it.
Because I know he was Michael Jackson of the family.
They call me gringo.
VDA, you just mentioned San Francisco. Don't they have like? Hold up. I know you mentioned San Francisco, but like, have you been there once?
Yeah, I've been.
I don't want to, man.
I've been there.
You never been to San Francisco, BDA?
No.
It's not worth it. It's like, if you go to downtown, it's homeless everywhere, man. But they have nice places to buy drugs, and chill out, and tourist locations. But don't they have like hate speech laws in Canada where you at?
Yes, they do indeed, man.
Unfortunately,
yeah, the freedom of speech. There's no freedom of speech the way there's in.
They would have heard my father the way he spoke, except the nickname that he had for me. He would have been considered a racist.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I gotta tell you, man, it's getting crazy out there. You know, I mean,
Del
obviously,
Boy, I'm
you're.
not an albino. Stop it.
Your Puerto Rico with straight hair. That's all, man.
Yeah, and even that's another thing. Because it's like such a big mix between European and mestizos or whatever, right? Because it's such a big mix, like sometimes you having different hair types. Like mostly everybody in my family has, on my father's side of the family, they have curly hair or curlier hair. You know what I'm saying? They have like very curly hair. So that was probably one of the reasons why my dad would say, that's my little white boy.
Sometimes they call me gringo because I lost my Spanish at a certain point in my life. I'm working on it now, but they will call me that for a while. So you're not alone in that phrase.
Yeah, that's true, man. And it's interesting though. I hate anybody. Well, not hate. Hate is a strong word. Dislike anybody that fetishizes a certain, racial characteristics. Because here, like for example, in Mexico, like I said, the white, right? Oh, the white skin, Blanco Nieves. Then you go to Canada, everyone's got fucking tans. Now, if you look at women on Instagram, women are purposely getting tans to try to look black. So it's all becoming.
Listen, people try to act black to get cool and try to act white when they're getting a job.
Oh. But what I'm saying
Facts.
is, anybody that focuses too much on, oh, this guy, I want that. Like Asians, right? They bleach their skin and they have operations where they fucking gape their eyes so they don't look, they don't have the slanted eyes. I mean, I'm thinking, man, what the fuck, man? It's that I do disagree with that social conditioning where they start fetishizing certain features, man. I don't know. It's a little primitive in my eyes.
It
Yeah,
is.
it does, man. It's
Could be.
concerning. Well, I gotta go get it, gentlemen, because I gotta
All right,
eat.
yeah, I'm gonna end this, man. Thank you guys for stopping by, man.
All right. It was a great
It's been a
one.
pleasure, man.
Yeah, thanks, Rick.
Definitely been good. Thanks, LT, for stopping by. 150, BDA, earlier Pigeon. Who else stopped by? All you guys know who stopped by, man. Thanks for stopping by to the chat.
Hey, man. Thanks, man, for having
All
me,
right.
bro.
Y'all take care.
I was eating, man.
Take it
All
easy,
right, man.
guys.
God bless. Peace out.
I'll see you next time.